Welcome to the mind where the sparks ignite. Castles in the brain built from sheer might. Journey through thoughts, take a fearless flight. Mental empire in sight is dynamite.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks a lot, brother.
Thanks to you, man.
Thank you guys for joining.
No worries, man. So every time we move, we need to just make sure we adjust.
Yeah, just
All right.
and we're trying,
Okay.
if I'm gonna eat, I just try to keep it away.
Okay.
Do you lift this one up or not?
Yeah, just press here and like lift it the way you want. I like I made it harder for it to, oh my god. Damn.
Tequila.
You need tequila to be
Let's go.
there you go. On the moon, dude. All right.
Patron, el patron.
Don
Right,
Patron.
man.
Yeah, man, I tried to find that 1842.
Okay.
It's 1842, right?
1800
1800,
or 1942, isn't it?
Oh, there are two different ones.
Yeah, because 1942, I believe, is Don Julio.
Julio.
And then you got the 1800s, which is 1800 as a brand
Yeah.
itself.
Man, I used to.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I told him, I want the best tequila you have here. She's like, come with me, say no more. I got two fine gentlemen coming over for a podcast, so it has to be accurately.
Two Mexicans.
Two Mexicans, which they're raised in Guadalajara, which
That's
is
where tequila comes from, brother.
it's the city of
And Valhalla?
Valhalla.
Dude, it sounds like Valhalla.
Yeah. Say it again.
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara?
Yes. Guadalajara.
Well, yeah, that's the town you showed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the second largest city of Mexico. But in my heart, in my mind, it's the best city of Mexico, by the way.
We're
Yeah, man.
the Silicon Valley of Mexico.
Oh, that's the like where all the software developments happen and all that?
That's where Sanmina is, isn't it? That's where Flextronics, that's where Intel is.
Intel.
Yeah, you know the software, the processor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where like the headquarters are there.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
that's where... Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought it was in the States.
I mean, for Mexico.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
There's a plan.
What's the population?
I'd say it's around 7 million people.
All right. Yeah, closer to the mic.
Yes. Yeah, there's like 7 million people in Guadalajara.
Yeah.
The city got large the past 10 years, I say. It grew very fast.
Picks
So
it up.
yes.
Yeah.
So, should I bring the...
Okay,
Yeah, man, let's fire
we're
it
gonna
up.
do the basics, brother.
Yeah.
There is a correct way of shotting, or not shotting, but at least tasting it. And it's a bit like whiskey, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, straight is pretty good, but mixing with some ice and some, I'd say, sparkling water, it's better. But you could always do it straight.
I mean, I've seen some tutorials where people actually mix whiskey with a little bit of water.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I watched it, like, I think it was a few months ago.
Yeah.
I was like, really? You mix whiskey with water? I had no idea. I always drank it with a little bit of ice.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
But I think that's like some advanced shit.
Mm.
And I think we're gonna give you the street knowledge of it. Well, not street knowledge because, so I do have a friend who owns a tequila factory,
Yeah.
and his family, it's been there for many years.
What brand is it? Avion?
No, it's called La Cofradía.
La Cofradía?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What does it mean, La Cofradía? What's a cofradía?
It's like this box, like the...
No.
for the-
La Cofradía is something else.
It is?
Let me just research this. We're allowed to Google shit, isn't it?
Yeah. And whatever you Google, you know what I'm going to do? So we have this, like, as people are watching the podcast, it will pop up in the right corner.
Oh, okay.
So whatever you
cool.
Google, make sure to save that link.
Okay.
I
Okay.
usually write down like time frames of like what time you Googled it. So I make sure like in the podcast it pops up.
Okay.
Shit, man. Look at this. I didn't know this. So, La Cofradía, a group or organization of Roman Catholic laymen in Mexico and Central America responsible for the material care of religious images, pilgrim images, and ceremonies.
That's crazy.
Ah.
So,
I was mixing it with the cofre.
Cofre, no.
Yeah, but it's...
Exactly.
Okay.
How do you pronounce it? Like how do you spell it?
So,
La?
COF.
COF. So,
Was
La,
it?
La, like
La?
LA. COF. RADIA.
Should I
Cofradía.
serve you some tequila,
Yeah.
man?
La Cofradía. And then there is a lovely hotel, which I think if it's gonna pop out in Google, yeah. So Tequila Cofradía, exactly. That's my.
Oh, well, wait. I've
Yeah.
seen this before.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's my lovely friend Charlie Hernandez. We did high school together, and up to now we're still really good friends. He lives in Mexico.
Yeah, I've definitely seen this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you Google the hotel they have, it's called
Like
like
of the hotel.
yeah, it's over there. It's like some tequila barrels as rooms. That you see
That one?
That no, that's a room.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's gorgeous, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
Have you seen that?
Oh yeah.
The barrel?
Yeah.
So each one of this is a room. So when you walk into the fields, it's like full of barrels. Exactly.
Oh, that's nuts.
Yeah, and it didn't exist when I was young, and we used to get drunk over there.
Yeah.
But I mean, imagine as a teenager having a whole tequila factory to experience.
Bro, that's...
I remember Charles' dad, Don Carlos.
Yeah.
He knew we were young and shit, and he's like, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you as much tequila as you want." We were already old enough to drink.
Okay.
What age was this?
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer, yeah. Oh, you weren't enough, enough.
I don't know if what do you want to say?
Should we say it?
Yeah, you should.
No, man, it's Mexico. So you drink since you're in a very young age,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's better to do it in a controlled way if
Yeah.
you want to do it. But I think back in the days when this was not so official and it was a rather private thing, because later on became open to the public. It's just like you were in a private place, but they were producing tequila. So Don Carlos was like very smart, and he's like, "Okay, guys, just do your little party here. We're gonna close the hacienda. There is gonna be someone taking care of you guys. Just have a good time, right?"
Yeah.
So it was a very safe and very nice way to just completely get used to being shit faced. And we probably with tequilas that didn't pass the production standard. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably joking this, but it was fun. So really good memories on that specific hacienda.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's. I'm really curious to see it. Like, I want to taste the way you guys do it. So, because I know that would probably be the most accurate way I can.
Yeah.
That's the closest I can get to how it should
straightforward.
taste.
Pero con el ¿lo hago yo?
Sí.
Sorry.
Hmm?
No, I was just saying if I can do it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to tajin over there just to make it even funnier.
Yeah. Before we start,
Got it.
you guys, you need to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay, you need to ask me, or you need to tell me what should I introduce myself.
Well, I mean, just introduce yourself. Ruben Gonzales.
Ruben Gonzales. Okay, short story, or long story short. Dude, I came to Sweden 2010 or 2009 as exchange student. I came directly to Jönköping University, and I was 20 years old back then, and it was just freaking exciting year off that I was like, or not off, but like went to exchange study somewhere. So the reason I chose Sweden was like, what's different enough from Mexico that it's not Canada or China. I didn't want to go there. So, Sweden, I'm like, okay, is that where they make chocolate? And
Okay.
I didn't know much about Sweden.
Yeah.
So yeah, later on, Volvo, ABBA. Back then it was Gonzales or Napster. I think it was those downloaded.
Napster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Napster.
Remember
Yeah.
that? The
Yeah,
downloading.
yeah.
So anyways, didn't know much about Sweden, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go there. Different enough. I've never seen the snow until I came here.
Really?
Yeah, I've traveled abroad, but I've never seen the snow back then. So it was a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And when I came to Sweden, it was just outrageously different, which
It
was
is.
what I was looking for, man.
Yeah, man. I'm happy you came here,
Thanks.
or
man.
else we wouldn't have this podcast.
No, man.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
And well, I'm a businessman. It's still in the making. I'm from Mexico, obviously. I'm from Guadalajara. I'm friend with Ruben since we were like young guys back in Guadalajara in high school.
Yeah.
And yeah, we took different paths actually. Ruben was very straightforward to go outside of Guadalajara at early young age. I remember him like always making events and stuff.
Still
And
till
I was
today.
more like trying to survive in this environment of just the usual stuff that it's you get to college, you get after college, you find a job and you make a family and live your life.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it would be my life.
Yeah.
But it was ended. I live in California. I live in Canada. I live in different parts of the world, and I travel a lot. And after several patterns repeatedly, like losses after losses, I end up like I need something else, and I go into Sweden, and we were connected again, and we are here right now.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy because I haven't met a lot of Mexicans in Sweden.
I think
So
we're,
when-
I think
when-
we're
when
like,
I'm-
like 1,000 officially, or maybe 2,000
Yeah,
since the last I checked.
and most of them are in Stockholm, right?
I will assume so. I
Yeah,
will assume so.
because I never met like a lot of Mexicans here in Sweden. It's like when I get to like meet a Mexican, it's like, oh wow, like you came all the way from Mexico. It's a far away. So I did meet a lot of Mexicans, but that's mostly in Canada, and I have a lot of Mexican friends in California and LA.
Yeah.
So like that's where I met most of them. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first Mexican I ever met was in LA.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's good to have you guys here.
if you are from Mexico, you have a relative that lives in California. I mean, that's typical.
Yeah.
But to have a relative living in Europe
Yeah.
or Sweden,
Small.
that's
Even
so
harder.
you can find that.
I think LA is this. So like so Sweden. Guadalajara is the second largest city
Yeah.
of Mexico, but the second city with the most Mexicans in the world is not Guadalajara. It's LA.
Well, isn't that because California used to belong to Mexico?
Well, I think it's because they emigrated.
Yeah,
Because
it
you're
was
not talking about like all time Mexicans 5 generations. You're talking about like
2, 3 maximum.
maximum 3 generations.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a big ass population.
Yeah, it is.
Hence
it is.
my brother's business.
It's in
over
LA. So it happens to be in LA.
Yeah.
But now I'm looking for some other reasons to expand here to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Gothenburg has it all. I mean, it's such a cool vibe here that I mean, what city is best in the world? I don't know, but Gothenburg has it all. For me.
Like Gothenburg.
Yeah.
But you got to admit, Gothenburg is, me personally, if you ask me, Gothenburg is best in the summer because when winter comes, it gets really depressing.
Really?
Well, I mean, I don't know what you do in the winter, but for me, it's like working out, tattooing, going home, and doing this.
And you know what? Funny fact: I've been here 4 times. This is the 5th, and I never been here in summer. I heard a lot of stories, wild stories, and I think. It's,
Oh wait, you haven't been here in the summer?
no, I don't.
When did you come?
Well, I came here August, like the 20th, something like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I heard it was cool. But hey,
I don't think he was ready. I don't think he was ready for it.
but it's been sunny,
Yeah.
and no, I love cold weather. I love
Yeah.
cold weather, and I'm fantastic.
Yeah.
I,
That's
I
awesome,
love
man.
it. I love it. I mean, I'm going to the streets. I see a lot of people. The vibe is cool.
Yeah.
Having my friends, parties, events. I'm living my best life, and I don't need to be summer in Gothenburg.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Winter in Sweden is pretty cool too because they put up all the lights and you get that Christmas vibe. I really love it. So in that sense, yeah, I agree. You can do. It's a cozy feeling in the winter as well. But summer is. I'm more a summer person. I like the weather. I like the sunny weather. It gives me like a completely different vibe. Especially when it comes to have you guys visited the islands?
Yeah.
You visited the islands. Oh my God.
My ex
Next.
was from Öckerö.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, man. I mean, Marstrand,
Marstrand, yeah.
even Smögen. It's not in Gothenburg, but it's like outside of Gothenburg.
Okay.
Like the far coast.
Okay.
Next summer we should go out there. It's so amazing.
All
You
right,
have the
yeah.
salt water and everything.
We
I
have
was,
a plan.
I was shocked the first time when I went to Smögen.
The West Coast is the best coast.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Isn't
so
it?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's why I compare it to like Stockholm, more like New York. Oh my God. Bro, these chili nuts are fucking my throat
you
up.
need some tequila,
You
dude.
need some tequila.
I do. And like Stockholm is like New York, and Gothenburg's more like LA. That's the vibe.
100%. You got
Even like politics wise, same thing.
It's and I don't. I think that's very parallel elsewhere too.
And you know what? Guadalajara is on the west coast
Correct.
of Mexico as well.
Correct.
Yeah, I know. Well, there you go. I mean, there is a vibe.
Yeah.
East is different from the West. It's always been like that.
100%.
But let me take you back a little bit. You guys grew up together?
Yeah, we grew up together. I was in high school. He was in middle school.
Yeah, I mean, we met each other already as a I mean, we were teenagers when we
Yep.
met, right? Because his brother was my classmate.
Yeah.
So Jeff, we met up when we were like, was it like 13, maybe like that?
13 and 16.
And
yeah.
he was the older brother, man, the cool guy.
Yeah.
The guy who was playing American football was rip as fuck. Somehow he was unbeatable,
Yeah.
and we were all looking up to him, man.
That's
So we're
nice.
like, nice, man, because I don't know, he was a figure, right?
Yeah.
And then it so happened that once you were in middle high, you had to choose where to go as a high school, and we were in this nuns school. It was a private school
With nuns?
with nuns, man.
Like Christian
it was-
school?
He was so
What is that?
tiny.
Christian school?
Catholic.
Catholic? You're Catholic too?
I mean, yeah. If you, yeah.
We
I mean,
grew up Catholic.
That's another topic.
That's for another.
Let's say if you
episode.
need to put me a sticker on something,
Yeah.
we the whole Mexico is Catholic, man.
I know.
I think
know.
we're
90%
I think we're one of the strongest Catholics
countries in the world.
forts ever, right? So we were in this non-school, which was very funny. We needed to pray every Monday, 7:45 in the morning, and then on top of that, we needed to freaking honor the Mexican flag by doing the whole anthem and shit.
Very conservative.
Very
Yeah,
conservative,
it was.
and it's a stamp from Guadalajara, like a very.
You have to wear this uniform.
We needed a uniform, so
Red
it was like whatever you see in telenovelas and like movies of like schools being private, and like even Mondays we needed to wear a little tie.
Yeah,
You know,
I remember
and it
the
was
tie.
like a
yeah.
clip one, remember?
Oh, it was a clip
Yeah,
on.
it was a clip one. So we met up. He was in high school already when me and Jeff needed to go to high school. It so happened that our families decided to put us in a private school that I would say it's the system, the school itself. It's I would say like the Harvard of Mexico, if you want to call it like that, right? So it's a
Yes.
private school, very well reputable,
Yeah.
and it's costly, right? So I think that it's fair to say that our families parallelly they didn't know each other, but they started doing well enough to put us in private schools, right? So me and Jeff went there without even agreeing to it, and it so happened that he was already doing university, so it was like high school, like middle high all over again, but just with like a bit more budget,
Yeah.
and a bit and
and more beautiful women.
yeah. And we were definitely the rough boys,
Yeah.
because we came from a different district of the city.
Right.
Yeah, it was the school was like literally placed in the west coast of the west part of the city, and we were from the east part of the city, which was in Guadalajara. It used to be divided by this avenue, and you used to call the people that lives east of this avenue, it's poorer than the people from the west part of this avenue. So where all the Spaniards established and built the city.
Hey,
So
I was
that's-
living on the other side, huh?
Yeah.
It was you who lived on
I
the,
was
on the
living-
dangerous side, eh?
Yeah. Well,
So,
from the east.
so you guys growing up there, obviously there's a lot of like the cartels and all that. Did you guys ever witness like something when you grew up that was like really bad, or see something that was really bad?
All the time. I would say.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. I don't know until
I think it's part of the culture, especially in Guadalajara. Now I think it's the capital of whatever is happening in Mexico.
Yeah.
But back then it was, it all started in Guadalajara.
Yeah.
So it
there's a
became
Netflix series about it.
yeah. So
Which one?
Narcos Mexico.
Oh,
Very history fact oriented.
Accurately?
Yeah, man. Of course.
see, this is the thing. I found that I'm really interested in this topic. I love Mexico, not for that reason, but there's so much culture coming out from Mexico.
It's a
There's
social
so-
political thing.
Yeah, man.
for sure.
There's so much things, and I was into when Narcos came out and when El Chapo came out, the series on Netflix. I was so heavily invested, and I was listening to Joe Rogan when he had this this guy on that was he was working with I think he was working with the Mexican police or the the American police, but they were like they were in Mexico with the cartels, basically, like trying to. I don't know exactly what his field of work was, but he was kind of working with the law enforcement against the cartels.
Yeah.
And he's on the podcast explaining a lot of things. I can listen to it for hours and hours. That's why, like, I was like, oh my god, this is a perfect opportunity because you guys lived there, and I want like to first hand experience, and you probably witnessed something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So please, like, run me through something. I would like to know.
Well, there's a lot of stories.
Where to start?
I mean, you literally grow. When you're growing up, you start to see early on that it's part of the culture. So especially if you are looking to be accepted in some certain groups of the society, like everyone is related to in certain ways, or you see successful people, it's related. The clubs are like when we were in college, like, hey, everyone is related to someone, or it happens to be relative to someone they know. And you are like, okay, I'm a normal guy. What happens with me, no? But it happens to see really fast that this culture is not about glamour. It's not what you see on the movies. It's not what you think. I know it's the good part. Like everyone sees, like, oh, this is a part of the culture in Mexico. But there's other part of the society that needs to keep private things in order to be successful or just to survive, to avoid this culture, because a lot of things happens. I mean, you can go to the street and see a street vendor works for the cartel, like selling food.
Oh, okay.
Street food.
Vendor. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so probably they're working somehow for the cartel. And you learn that really young age, that you don't have to mess with certain people,
Right.
other than people that you trust,
Yeah.
because you don't know who works or who is it or who doesn't.
So when you grew up, what kind of cartels were running the shit?
Sinaloa cartel.
It was Sinaloa cartel.
Yeah.
Is it still
No, it's Jalisco cartel now.
Jalisco?
Yeah.
Okay. And who was the boss of?
El Mencho.
What's the name?
It's Nemesio. Nemesio Segura.
Oh, okay. Okay.
El Mencho.
Were they related to El Chapo or in some way?
Yeah, they were related as far as I know.
Yeah.
And they
Sorry, affiliated.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
affiliated at some point. It was just to be a family, the Valencia family. It was very popular. I mean, everyone knows someone from the Valencia family.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like usual thing for you. I mean, you can have a classmate that is your friend. It's the son of someone. It's famous.
And that guy is not to be fucked with, basically.
It happens to be a cool kid.
Yeah.
I can tell you that when I was in the university, I got to know later on, but apparently in the finances class, a kid that I only recognize by looks, later on I got to know that he was actually one of the sons of El Chapo.
Really?
Yeah, as far as I understand, because I don't have all the details, there is different families, and there's one family that is not related to anything whatsoever, or there's no controversy, and I believe that kid was part of that. But that's not a fact that I got to know later on. I believe I already knew it. I got to know when I was already here. But I'm like, oh shit. Okay, so particularly when you're going to, when you have the access to let's say better education or better places, Mexico is a very polarized economy.
Yeah.
Right. So once you're able to make a bit of a better living, ironically, there's a big separation to the other side of society, right?
Right. It's either that or the other.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And then you have the 1% of the 1%, which is similar to America. But once you're doing okay, you access, just like in Sweden, to almost the same things, right? You go to the same clubs. Maybe your wallet is not as big. Maybe your car is not as nice, but you access the same things. And when you're in that kind of environment, schools, you see the same. It's a politician. It's maybe the son of a businessman, or maybe, some other activity related, right? So you get to hear a lot of cases where I don't know. There was the quinceañera. I don't know if you're familiar with that. The Sweet 16 parties.
Quinceañera, yeah.
Quinceañera,
I never
right?
heard quinceañera before, but
Quinceañera is
yeah,
like
I'm
15
familiar.
years old. All
Yeah.
tradition. That's when girls used to be introduced to society to be ready to marry,
Mm-hmm.
and it later on turned into a party to kind of celebrate the beginning of her beautiful
Right.
path as
Yeah.
a little bit older woman, right?
Yeah,
Older
yeah.
girl. Anyway,
Fertile. Yeah.
so basically, so you heard stories like quinceañeras parties being raided by the army because all of a sudden there was a lot of like big fishes on the party.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah. So
Because they're giving gifts and they probably know families, they're friends of the family and
correct.
and
So
whatnot.
most of the very eccentric parties and all of that, it has a bit of a spice of that. If you are in cities where that's an economy,
Hmm.
right? It's very difficult to know what part of the supply chain you're actually doing, right?
So what would you? I can start by asking you. What's the worst thing you've seen, like encountered?
Well, I actually have encountered myself.
By the way, this podcast is totally unfiltered. You can
Alright.
swear, you can say whatever.
Okay.
I don't.
Fuck yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. what it is.
All right.
Let me before you go to that story,
Yeah.
because I think I can,
We should do the drinks first.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
We should
Because
make
it's
it
not an easy
interesting.
one.
I was thinking about the whole time. I was like, okay, when's a
Alright.
good time to tell you guys?
I'm gonna tell you this one. So we get the tahini over here.
There you go.
We have a thing in Arabic. It's called tahine. You know what that is?
No,
Was
what
that
is-
happen to be
Tahini. It's like
chili?
no. It's fuck. Is it? I think it's. Oh, let me check. Let me look that up. It's like a brown thing. You eat it with bread.
Oh, really?
Tahini. Yeah.
Some sort of like a gravy or some paste or
This
what?
one. Yeah.
Tahini. Oh yeah.
Tahini is ground sesame seeds with some recipes include little natural oil and salt. Achieve the smooth, creamy consistency.
Well, this one is. I mean, actually, it's not tajin because that's the like Kleenex,
Yeah.
the tissues.
Yeah.
So the whole thing became almost like that. This is called Valentina.
Yeah.
Right. So
They have the sauce too.
It's a different brand. Exactly.
Yeah.
So the same sauce as Valentina, now it's a chili powder.
Yeah.
And actually, this figure is the state of Jalisco where we're from.
Yeah.
So that's where
They
it comes
sell
from.
this one here.
Yeah. There is
Hey.
Extreme Foods
Yeah.
sponsor us.
So when
please.
you guys, gonna invite me over?
Dude, we are actually organizing a trip in February with
In
the
February?
whole gang. If
Yeah.
you want to join.
What time? I mean, sorry, what date?
Probably
What time?
around late February, early March. We're looking for.
So it's,
Yeah.
it's a big bunch of us, and I believe it's mostly the Swedes that are really pushing for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
So,
many?
dude? I
14,
think
15 people
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be down.
Yeah.
How long are you guys going? For how long?
I would say like 2 weeks is good
a
enough.
couple of weeks, man.
because we're planning to stay in the city. Probably go to Tequila Town, which is 45 minutes from the city, and there's big parties happening over there.
Yeah.
And we're going to Mazamitla. Probably it's the mountains, and it's a typical trip to go. It's another town like 2 hours.
yeah,
hour and a
yeah,
half.
it's mountain.
And Puerto Vallarta, which is the coolest beach town in Mexico, in my mind.
I mean, clearly we're going to Tequila.
Yeah.
That's a must. The
Yeah.
Tequila town.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it, you know,
Yeah, of course.
welcome to Tequila.
Yeah.
Okay,
And also, we need to visit the pyramids.
Okay, well, the pyramids.
Far?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you go to Mexico City, you find Teotihuacan. Or if you go to Oaxaca, you find Montalban. If you go to Cancun, you find Tulum. In Jalisco, there's only Huachimontones.
but that's a really cool shit, man. Do you want to see only those the ones that you are set for, or are you open to other ones?
Man, I want to see everything.
There is this, dude, have you ever seen round pyramids?
No.
Thank you.
Around the pyramids.
Jalisco.
in Jalisco.
Jalisco.
Jalisco with J.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
exactly.
How old are these?
This is the thing. I believe they're even older, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, I don't know if you watched Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix.
I have. That's
You
why
have?
I ask about the Anunnaki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these ones are actually like, so it's grass grow atop of them, which is like the, what do you call them? The guys that dig the shit up.
The what?
The guys that dig old shit
Oh,
up.
the archaeologists.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay,
Archaeologists. Usually, like they do the LiDAR scans so you can see like how it looks underneath. They did that with some of the pyramids. I think it was in Mexico or in in Indonesia,
No,
where they saw like empty chambers underneath.
Yeah.
And but some scientists claimed that they weren't man-made, that they were like volcano stones that formed that, which was total bullshit because you can see like stepping stones and you can see like stairs.
But there's too many of those.
I don't know, but this was another temple in Indonesia. The first episode.
I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
So this is like, these ones are actually way older than they look.
Yeah.
And I think the Giza pyramids are way older too. So
Yeah. So apparently this ones, I mean, I don't remember the actual history of it, but they are older than probably the ones in Mexico City, the Aztecs.
Yeah.
So that's very close to Guadalajara, where we're from.
Oh, yeah,
And
it says
I think
here.
it's a very underrated place, man.
Yeah,
Because
it
it's
says here.
gorgeous.
round pyramids with private tequila experience from Jalisco.
Thank you.
Yeah.
that wraps it up in a nutshell for sure.
They're gonna be
You got everything in one.
Yeah.
The whole package.
It's like, that when you're shit faced, you're like, now I know how the fuck they came up with this.
That's a cool
Now it
experience.
all starts to make sense. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, my man. So I'm gonna tell you the steps, and this is a party trick as well, in the sense that basically you're gonna do this. You're gonna smell it first. All right.
I don't have any
Put tahini on it, just a little bit. You need only.
You put a lot there. It's supposed to be that much?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Only on one or both?
Doesn't matter, man.
Okay.
As much as you want. It's not spicy though.
I like a lot of spices. Give me that. Give me that shit.
There's a phone ringing.
And by the way, there's also tahine, but there's also a salt that is made with the tequila worm that it's called.
I've seen the tequila worm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You can have a salt made of these worms, and you put it in the oranges or the grapefruit, and it tastes amazing.
So they basically fry the worm, and they grind it, right?
Yes.
And then they mix it with salt. All right. So you get the same thing, but with like fried worm pieces, and it's actually very delicious. Of course, not this one.
It's more useful with mezcal, which is very similar to tequila.
I tried that for the first time, I think, last year, mezcal.
Nice. I'm a big fan. That's why the orange. Usually you don't take tequila with orange, but
Yeah. But no, but my friend was like, I was like, mezcal tequila. I was like, what's that? It's like, it's a mix between tequila and whiskey. That's what it tastes like. I was like, all right, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he said. I have no idea if that was true. So I ordered it, and I was like, interesting taste. And I wasn't actually my friend Jonas Hallberg. Do you know who that is?
sounds familiar.
He's a really famous stylist from Sweden.
Stylist.
Yeah. This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been in a
so
couple
he
of
lives
shows.
he lives in Mexico City.
No way.
Yeah. And he has like, I think he has real estate there, but he worked for America's Next Top Model, where he styled Tara Banks.
Yeah.
And he had like a tequila what do you like tasting here in Gothenburg, actually.
Oh, really?
At the Posthotellet.
Nice.
Yeah. So we tried different kinds of tequila, like that. So many different kinds of
my
tequilas.
God.
I tried everything, like the premium shit.
Nice.
And
So-
I tried mezcal there for the first time.
Nice. So okay, do you remember the steps? How to do it?
No.
Okay, should we do them here in the
Sure. Let's go.
step one? You smell it. You get the whole notes on the nose.
Okay, wait. I have to make it count.
That's a key part of it. So I'm gonna go through steps first, and then we can do it. So you smell it, right? Then you take a little sip.
Right now?
I mean, if you can do it right now, or
I'll do-
We do
okay.
it. We're
Lead me through it.
we're meant to do it together.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right.
Let's do it together.
So
My bad.
no, I mean you can again. I can lead
No,
you
let's
through
do it together.
Smell first.
Yeah.
Take a little sip, and you kind of like swirl it around your tongue for a little bit, right? Then you swallow it, and the most important step, it's you. As soon as you swallow it, you let the air go through the mouth. So you exhale, but it's important that you exhale until you are out of air,
Yeah.
and open your mouth, because what's going to happen is that your tongue is going to dry. So your natural response is going to be to salivate. I believe that's the word.
Like moisturize it again.
Correct. And that's when you taste the freaking wood of the barrels, and then what's when you really taste the actual tequila.
Oh, they didn't teach us that. They just said, "Here's the tequila, try it."
Yeah.
Sure. Coming from Jalisco and having a friend who owns a tequila factory.
I mean, I get the premium shit right now.
You
I'm
get the
so
premium
happy.
shit.
Yeah.
Now, this is the party trick.
Yeah.
What makes you drunk, or a big part of what makes you drunk, is the fumes or the
Right.
alcohol vapor effect. So when you're exhaling it, you're kicking it out.
Hmm.
So there is a basically higher chance that you don't get that drunk.
That's good.
That, and with a little bit of water and salt that I told you, then you're drinking for fucking 12 hours straight, and you're still able
Standing.
to say your name.
Damn, you're
Right?
a professional, man.
We're Mexican.
Sorry, you're Mexican.
And the less,
Comes with it.
yeah, and the less you mix it with something,
Yeah,
the less you will have hangover for the next day.
of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So keep that in mind.
All right, man.
Let's do this, man.
Plum. Let's go.
So, smell it first.
So what about the orange?
Okay, for I forgot about that's at the end. Usually, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe this is an urban legend, but the whole lime and salt comes from like just being an awful taste,
Yeah.
and you just want to kill the fucking taste when it's bad tequila, right? So I think that comes from revolution times when you're just like, okay, we're gonna go and shoot some stuff, straight shot, tequila, lime and salt, and then
So I have to tell you guys, I'm not saying this just because you guys are here, but whenever I'm out in the clubs, I only drink tequila with ice. Tequila on the rocks. That's the only thing I drink. No salt, no lemon, no bullshit. Oh, sorry. That's all I do.
love it.
That's because I actually love the tequila taste. I don't like the vodka taste. I do like the bourbon, Maker's Mark. That's my favorite.
Okay.
But I actually love the tequila taste. Because when I drink tequila, it reminds me of culture. It's so hard to explain it, but I
Nice,
actually
man.
like the taste.
That was a very
Good word.
It
It tastes like
description,
culture.
man.
You
It
know what I
tastes
mean?
like freaking culture.
And I get like all the Mexican food in my head. I get the salsa in my head. I get, everything just gathers and just like fills my brain with it.
Yeah.
So that's why I like tasting it. It tastes more than just liquor.
Brother, I'm
proud of you.
music to my ears. I'm
Yeah,
proud of you. Salud, amigo.
that's-
And then you take the orange at the end just to make it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So first step is to say salud.
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 Cheers. Thanks for the invite. Huh?
My pleasure.
How do you feel?
Spicy.
Right? But you didn't make a face.
No.
Exactly. That's the
No.
whole point. You're actually enjoying it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually taste the notes of the wood, and you actually taste the body of it.
Yeah, that was completely different.
And I will
I don't get that
no,
burning sensation.
No.
because
That's
you
the thing.
you expel the fumes of it, the alcohol vapor.
That was really interesting.
Now it's already doing it, but now it's your responsibility to make sure this passes along and teach these these skills.
other people.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Not to people.
Oh, I would love to do it.
Yeah.
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 You need to teach it. Now
Yeah.
now you possess the knowledge
along
that
the message.
Now you possess the.
Now go and
the
preach
tip.
it. Now
Let's
go.
go.
You become a pro
Yeah.
drinking tequila.
Now, when you get used to it, when you're already kind of like automized that process.
Yeah, because you go on autopilot basically.
you do it
just
really
go.
quick.
Yeah.
You do it really quick, and you don't even. You don't have to do 4 seconds. You can just like do it quickly, right? So, should we try that quick one? Or you finish it all, bro?
Yeah, I finished.
Whoa,
it.
you drank the whole thing?
Yeah.
My man, give it up.
In Mexico, we say, "Are we men or are we clowns?"
Cuidado, eh?
I was like, yeah, let's take it easy. Let's try like one step.
Right.
Salud.
I have more if you want to.
Yeah.
We came what we came for.
Okay.
Get some ice if you need one. So good.
The second one did more accurately.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
Nice. Now try the orange, just for the sake of adding the little chili.
Just
on
bite it down.
Yeah, bite it
Yeah.
down with the chili.
Oh, see, this is what I love. Bro, this is on spot.
Man, I'm enjoying that you're enjoying tequila, man.
Isn't it?
It's like
No, see, this is
like-
way-
I'm
get emotional.
I'm surprised with Andreas right now. Like,
Oh man,
dude,
but
you
the
made-
combination, insane.
Gorgeous, man. Gorgeous. I mean, I prefer the orange rather than the lime.
Yeah.
And the orange is more like a mezcal thing, right?
Yeah.
And the grapefruit, I think, is just little improvisation. Or I mean, they use it as well, right?
Well, there's a place in Tlaquepaque,
Yeah.
which is the next city. Guadalajara it's the main city, but it happens to see different cities around them. So Tlaquepaque is one of the most cultural next city of Guadalajara. It's in the metropolitan area.
Yeah.
And it's filled with the mariachi stuff, the cultural things of Guadalajara. So in Tlaquepaque, there's a place called El Abajeño, which happens to have mariachis playing live music while you're eating. So they have this jar, a small jar, and they put grapefruit, oranges, and lime, and
Ajá, los cantaritos. Yeah.
yeah, and they put the tequila on it.
You should
So-
you should Google it.
Yeah, that
I think that's gonna be a fun thing too.
that would be a nice tip if you go into Mexico, especially to Guadalajara.
You type los cantaritos, no?
Well, this one is in Tlaquepaque. It's El Abajeño. It's well,
Los Cataritos.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So what Erick means is that there
I
is
mean, that looks so good. I'm
Yeah,
giving
yeah,
this,
yeah,
but it looks
yeah,
so fucking good.
Yeah,
it's
so
fresh as fuck, man.
they pour some tequila on it,
Yeah.
and you end up like partying like woo, like it was your prom night again.
Oh, like 2CB. Nice.
Yeah, so you can see there this grapefruit, lime, oranges, and some of the.
Can we make this here?
Yeah, we could, huh? We
Yeah,
could.
we
I mean, not today. We don't have everything because we will need. So just the ingredients will be, of course, tequila. We already have the tajin. We have the grapefruit. We'll be missing only the grapefruit mixer,
and
like a
those
squirt or
jars,
something like that.
those specialty jars are made of clay. That's a special flavor.
So basically, Los Cataritos translates from Spanish as English as the limit, the little clay cups.
Yes.
Or the little pitchers, which refers to the traditional earthenware jugs used and served the popular Cantarinos cocktail. There's the Cantaritos.
Yeah,
Cocktail.
and if you go to tequila, they use cantaritos this size,
Cantarotes.
and they pour 3 bottles of tequila on it.
Like for each person?
Yeah, well,
No,
not
you
for each
share in the
person,
table.
but
Oh, I
like
gotcha. Yeah. Like
like-
multiple straws,
So
I guess.
the whole concept is like this. It's a typical drink of the area, but there is like country restaurants or country drink bars, whatever, on the way to usually tequila or other towns, and you stop in the road. They have like Mexican music, and the only thing is that you go there and freaking drink that. So they make it social by just having a big ass one. They fill it, they prepare it with like 3 bottles of tequila, and then just have straws for everyone. So you end up drinking from the same freaking.
So I'm gonna send you this video if you want to share with your audience what
Yep.
it looks like to pour 3 bottles of tequila on the jar and share it with
Oh,
your
he
friends.
fucking knocked the top off.
Yeah, that's very popular in tequila.
Bro, that jug is big.
Yeah.
Super fun, man.
And we end up like partying like with so many girls and playing live music and everybody's singing with the hats and everything. It's so cool vibe, man.
And that's very regional music, and it's called banda music.
Banda.
Yeah, exactly. Now, coming back to the whole narco culture, that's a very typical platform.
Yeah.
For such a, I would say, section of the society, man.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot about.
That one, airdrop that to me like once we're done here.
Yeah,
I
yeah, sure.
I'll fire that up so people can see it like on the side as we talk.
Yeah, of course.
Oh well, we're here, Narco. Let's get back to it.
Yep.
I asked you, what's the? I mean, when you grew up there, you probably witnessed some crazy shit, and I want to know about that. Crazy shit.
Well, I have a few memories.
Give me your worst one.
The worst one, it was I used to have a business in Tijuana in the border from in the border of the U.S.-Mexican border. Tijuana is the second largest, the most violent city of the world. I think right now it's the second or the first, I don't know. But Tijuana is the mix of all the cartels were once. And me driving, excuse
Which
me?
cartels?
Sinaloa, Jalisco, I mean, Tijuana cartel.
But back then you had the Arellano Felix.
Yeah, Arellano Felix. Yeah, most of them were established there.
Dude,
Yeah,
Netflix. It's
so
detailed there.
I'll watch it.
so Tijuana is the most cross border in the world. So it's a huge border. It's important for business, it's legal or illegal. So I used to have a branch over there, and when I was driving back to Guadalajara, which is 20 hours driving from Tijuana to Guadalajara, I used to drive a lot from there back and forth, and probably in 2016, I guess, I was like driving back from Tijuana to Guadalajara, and I was trying to get back with all my stuff, my clothing, my everything. I was moving back to Guadalajara, and in the middle of the road in Sinaloa, like half an hour from Culiacan, which is the capital.
Culiacan. Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
So I stopped in Los Mochis, which is a nice town. I have friends over there, and I stopped for seafood, which is very popular in Los Mochis. So I stopped just to get just one beer, enjoy some seafood. It was Friday night. It was like, okay, I'm gonna step in Culiacan. I have some friends over there, so I will spend the night there and drive all the way to Guadalajara next morning. Well, it was like 5 p.m. and I was driving in the high road, and I was like very cool. It was still light, and I saw this police patrol stop next to a tree. I was speeding a little bit, so I reduced the speed because I saw it stop to avoid the ticket. So I reduced the speed, and a few kilometers ahead, two Tacomas started to try to pass me.
Tacoma's cars?
Tacomas, yeah, Toyota Tacomas. I was in a Highlander. So I used to have a Tacoma. I knew they have the similar motor, so it's the same actually. But I feel more confident in the Highlander. I don't know, probably the size, the body. So I knew I could speed and leave them behind, but it's in the matter of seconds. Like I was chill. I was like, okay, I'll let him go through. I never crossed my mind that something bad will happen. And they start to like pushing me to move it. And all of a sudden I see two other Tacomas, and they like
Went in front of you.
Yeah, they cut me off, and I was like, it was split seconds. Like, okay, I will do nothing. I just let's see what happens.
You slow down and went
slow down, and these bunch of guys, it's young kids like with AKs and R15s. So they pointed at me like, "Way!" So I just raised my hands and
don't play the hero.
Yeah, and they asked me to step out of the vehicle, and I was like, okay, I did nothing. They put me on the back of the vehicle.
So you remember what they said in Spanish?
So they pulled you out the car.
Yeah, they pulled me out the car
and pointed guns at you, and then put you back at the vehicle.
Back on the
and you
vehicle.
left your car there on the side of the road?
No, in my own vehicle.
Oh, in your own vehicle. Okay.
Yeah, and two guys, one is driving in front, and the other guy is like pointing me all the time. And yeah, it was like, okay, this is it. It was like, you hear a lot in the news. It's like you see a lot of things happening. Like, this is it. I mean, I'm done.
I mean, this is the pattern you're familiar with. So I guess you thought the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, it's like these guys point me all the way, and they get out of the highway, and they you feel like it's a bumpy road, and they
wait. So let's back it up. They put you in your car and then drove you out from there.
Yeah,
somewhere else?
I was not looking. They ask you not to look
Right.
them.
So you don't know where to go.
Yeah, you don't know. You just feel right away when they go out, and you feel the inclination. So you see it's a mountain. And yeah, I've been there in the mountains in Sinaloa, so I know probably where they take
Yeah.
me. So, and it started to bumpy road, and I hear the radios, what they call it. I used to have a friend that worked for me that it was in the cartel, so he told me some of the codes they use. So I started to hear him, and the guy that is pointing me, they say, "Hey, don't worry about it. Just unlock your phones." I used to have 2 phones, American and Mexican. And he told me, "Okay, we're gonna go through your phones. If you clean, you're gonna get out of this. Don't worry about it." Right away, I feel like this calm in me. Like, okay, I'm clean. I'm a businessman. I do legit things. So, but it's still frightening because you don't know. I mean, it literally your life is in their hands. You know, and yeah, he started to tell me, "Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay." So this was like 5 p.m. Right? They took me to this ranch. I feel it was a ranch because I heard some cows and everything, and my mom's from Michoacan, so I know I've been there in ranches in that area, so I know. And I heard a lot of voices. I heard a lot of people. You feel it right away, and you're surrounded by a lot of people. So I was kept all the time on the back seat of my truck or the SUV. And yeah, it's people come and go back and forth. They unlock my phones. They start laughing of the pictures that I used to have of my adventures I used
AKA nudes.
Really, nudes?
Yeah, no nudes, no nudes. But I remember,
Funny memes.
no. I remember like, oh, dude, who's this girl? You had to introduce me this girl. And what are you talking about? I was scared all the time.
So let me summarize this. They pull inside the car. They pull you on the side of the road. There's multiple cars. They drive you upside the mountains, and you come to this farm, and they like are going through your phone and everything. What was the reason why they did that? And like, what was their like? Did they think you were somebody else? Or?
No. They told me right away. We just need your truck, your vehicle, and you're gonna be here until we get the GPS on it because it's a recent model.
But they do want to check that you were not involved with other
they
cartels or whatever.
That's why they unlocked my phones.
Yeah.
They asked me for the passcodes. They went through all my stuff, my photos, my messages, my emails, and it's you feel bad like someone like these guys like searching through your stuff, everything, and
You feel violated. They're going through like.
I mean, they have all
privacy.
everything, the privacy, your family, the relatives, my
Yeah, and it's not the best people going through it either. So
exactly, and you don't know if they have the information, you know, because I took years to get free from this, you know, and yeah, they one of the guys started to explain me, okay, the reason I'm on this crew is because the military once came to my ranch and started shooting, and that pissed me off, and so I end up with the cartel because of that injustice, because that's what they believe, right?
So that's the most. Is that the most of the reason some? I say people have like a reason to join the cartel. Is that because something bad happened to them, or they don't have a family, or they need to belong to something? Because that's usually how it is with gangs here in Sweden. Like usually it's a family matter where they don't. Something doesn't go well in the family, and they're looking for another kind of family, and that's usually how they end up in gangs.
I think he's hitting probably all of them, and I think the main one. Sorry, Eric, to cut you off. It's probably the money, man. It's probably the need of survival, right? But funny enough, you mention it. Of course, that's the main need, and that's what you want to do. Just you want to survive. You cannot build anything with in survival mode. And then the feeling of belonging to another family that in a way is going to have your back. It's a lot about
it's a lot of
emotional-
reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons. Certain people, I think the people that does these activities because of that are a few. Nowadays, there's especially the younger ones, like, hey, I want to be like a sicario or a gang member or a cartel member. Those kids, like, they have options. They grew up in a middle class society and they just want to embody this narco culture.
Well, why do you think that is?
Because they
Where do you think
glamorize.
the fascination.
The fascination, the narco culture, it's growing up in Latin America.
Do
Unfortunately.
you think movies and series has a lot to do with that?
Definitely.
It's
Yeah.
the mainstream that
Yeah.
has made it normalized,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, that's a freaking cancer that is spreading on young minds. And then, just like here in Sweden, you get kids that's a way to be cool, and maybe that's a way of getting recognition, maybe even getting girls. You know, all the emptiness that you feel, all your insecurities, everything that is in your mind, that it's an emotional wound that you think is gonna get, I don't know, like healed with the external things. That's probably what the whole, narco culture it's providing you, because it's a lot of masculinity. It's a lot of you're assertive, you're respected, you're tough, you're this and that. So unfortunately,
You get access to all the clubs, all the high profile ladies, but that's a bullshit, man.
Yeah, that's so funny about Gothenburg. So that doesn't work in Gothenburg.
No. Whatsoever.
So in Gothenburg is like, if you have, in my personal opinion about this is, I agree with this a lot. There's been a lot of trouble in the clubs here in Gothenburg. We have a lot of criminals going in and they do like bad shit, sell drugs and whatnot. I mean, if you're gonna buy drugs, don't buy it in the club, but outside, right?
Yeah.
So what the problem is, like, now they ban, like, if you even wear like a Louis Vuitton scarf or like a Gucci hat or anything, they won't let you in, because they know from like history and their experience as security or club owners that, well, these people wearing this is associated with this kind of trouble.
Yeah.
And this kind of trouble puts a bad name on our club.
Yeah. Now imagine that, but socially accepted.
Holy shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, and not just socially accepted, like everybody is looking to it.
Aspirational.
Wow.
Aspirational.
And that's how it is there?
Even in the rich kids. That's the worst thing, man. Like people who has options. I've seen people high up in the mountains that literally they don't have even phone, no internet, not even power, no electricity. In the mountains, in Mexico, in different states, I've been there. And people has no options, and they only grew up like seeing what they see at the church or the school or what they father told them to do. So people, it's maybe growing up like these poppy seeds, like the
Heroin?
heroin.
Yeah.
So it's and they're slaves in the mountains in some parts.
I've seen documentaries about that.
Yeah,
I know exactly
so-
what you're talking about.
But they literally just pay with food.
Yeah.
They don't pay with money.
No.
So they just allow them to survive, to work for the cartels. So these people literally has no options. But it's sad to see rich kids or
Who has
middle
options,
class kids
Yeah.
in the city
Yeah.
that they trying to be gangsters.
See, well, that's the problem here in Sweden as well. I mean, I know a lot of people that grew up in a good environment, grew up in they have a lot of opportunities as well. They didn't grow up in a lot of violence and things like that, and they choose that lifestyle deliberately just because they feel that they're not cool if they don't do these things, and they listen to Swedish rap. And the issue with Swedish rap is it's not like old school Swedish rap. Old school Swedish rap, they rap about things they used to do. These rappers today, I'm not gonna lie, like some of the songs are good, I'm not gonna lie, but they rap about active crime.
And that they are planning to do.
Exactly.
Like giving it out,
like,
buddy.
they've
that's
even
so
taken a
sad.
step further. They're rapping about things they haven't even done yet. You know what I mean? So that's the issue. So it's like active crime, and that's the issue. Like usually it's like, yeah, like in a rap song, I did this and that, and now I'm here and I'm moving forward. Today is like, I'm doing this and I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go continue doing it. You know what I mean? And that's I think that's influenced a lot of the younger kids to do a lot of horrific shit. I mean, if you look at the news today in in Gothenburg or in Stockholm, I mean, it's these 16 years olds that are doing these problems.
Well, hopefully they understand this is a trap.
They won't.
Unfortunately, that the thing is like what I experienced over there. It's in a lot. I wasn't the victim, right? I was me creating this reality where I was abducted by the cartel because of the songs, because of my behavior, because I have to embody this gangster lifestyle in order to survive and to thrive in business, because that's the information I received when I was younger.
Yeah.
In order to survive, you had to act like a gangster. So I feel like, yeah, I'm okay. I could go from Tijuana to Guadalajara.
Yeah.
Thank you. Which nowadays, no one with good common sense will do that because it's a war zone.
Yeah.
But I feel like, oh, this is my ego, and I'm good enough. I have a lot of contacts. I've been there. I've been places. I have power. I have money. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, but you don't.
And let me add to this. I think there is two main reasons why you get absorbed from this, right? And naturally, one of them is to survive, especially in the environment where you were in the frontier, in the border. You needed to play along the rules and shit, right? Even if you were not doing anything illicit, but still it was the culture effect, right?
I sell food, by the way.
Yeah. Very important to do.
We'll get there. I write that. I have written everything down here.
Just to clarify, yeah.
So the whole survival mode, the culture pushes you, but a profound lack of self-knowledge.
Yeah.
Profound lack of self-knowledge. And that's easier if you come from maybe a broken family, or even doesn't have to be a tragic story, but if you come from maybe absent parents, divorce, maybe you had some traumatic events when you were a kid, just whatever you learn as a kid to fucking survive led you to fucking abandon yourself because you needed to survive. And that basically separated you from who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
So when you don't know who the fuck you are, you pick the very first thing that will make you survive and succeed to fucking find yourself, right? And unfortunately, if you don't wake up, you end up in bad places. And I think what these things are wake up calls that some freaking great force it's making, right?
Yeah.
So I think when you zoom out, it's that, man. Survival plus lack of knowledge of who you are.
Well, I think that you have to see myself. I'm not gonna get into this podcast, but we're definitely gonna have multiple podcasts because I really enjoy talking to you guys.
Thank you.
And I enjoy this a lot. I really like it. And so what I'm saying is, I went through the exact thing you were just talking about, which is like a wake up call, basically. I think I had like over 10 wake up calls, and I was still like going around like a fucking retard. Like, maybe it's supposed to be like this. No, that's the thing. So I had a lot of wake up calls, not similar to that, but and traumatic in other ways. But did you witness anything like we're talking like murder or like?
Funny thing to say, I remember this party.
More traumatic, you know what I mean?
It's ironic because I don't see myself.
I
but
got one for you.
I
got one for you.
I was in high school. I was partying right next to my school, enjoying. I was 15 and I was enjoying with my friends. And outside of that, it was a gang that killed a guy.
When they beat him up.
Beat him up. Shit. Like we were partying, and all of a sudden people start screaming, and they beat a guy till the death.
Yeah.
So
he died right on the spot.
Right on the spot, and it happens to me that year, 1 year before, a gang beat me up, but
beat you up.
Yeah, but it was not so bad. I mean, and in the hospital, but it was just one punch they give me with
knuckle?
This boxer knuckle. Yeah, they. Beat me
What's the
so
word
hard.
for that?
Bro, what?
The
knuckle.
The idol thing? Yeah.
It's just called knuckle.
Knuckle, right?
Yeah.
In Swedish, same shit?
Yeah, knogjärn. Knogjärn is like a knuckle iron. iron knuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sent me to the hospital. So I was like,
Breaks your bone. I mean,
yeah, they literally.
Yeah.
And the next year, I was in the party and a guy gets killed. So I didn't see them. I didn't want to see them, but it was like few meters away from me that happened. So that's the most traumatic event for me. That I think it was worse than what I live in Sinaloa.
so did you ever encounter? I have some friends that I can't remember who it was, but they were driving. They were in I can't remember what city in Mexico, but they were driving there, and he drove underneath a bridge, and they saw like 2 or 3 people hanging there from their heads down without a head.
Wow.
I haven't.
So, okay.
You had a crazy story.
Well, it's not a crazy. Well, it's not as bad.
Give me
but
the craziest shit you have.
this one is a crazy one. So luckily, it's not me directly involved on anything, but it's something that I lived by myself, which made it very scary.
Right.
Right. So I was in Guadalajara, and I think it was also a wake up call in some sort of way. I will let you know why. But I was driving to drop a friend off after the club. So I dropped her off in the outskirts of the city in El Palomar, which is a very nice area, but it's out in the mountains. So you have to
Rich people.
yeah. So you have to do a little bit of a highway or whatever freeway. So I just dropped her off. It was already like freaking 5 in the morning. I think like 4:30 in the morning. On the way back, I'm driving and it's very dark. It's like the infrastructure is not amazing on that little bit. And I see a 7-Eleven, which is open 24 hours. And I see 2 kids in a motorcycle. And then I'm driving. I'm like, whew, someone is getting robbed. Because it's just like, it gave me that feeling, right? So that was the first little sign of something that was shady and sketchy. Doesn't have to be related to it. But I see that and I'm like, oh shit, the night is a bit spicy, right?
Yeah.
So I better get home.
Yeah.
So as I'm driving on the road up ahead, I see you know, in Mexico we have the trucks that pick up the garbage.
Yep.
They're not as advanced as
No.
in here, and sometimes they're over full, and often they drop the bags of trash by accident.
I know where you're getting.
Right.
Fuck.
Right. So
Yeah.
when I'm on the road, all of a sudden I see a bag that is kind of like smooshed and splashed a little bit. Like I see bits and pieces of things.
Like what?
It was organic matter, definitely, right? It was something I couldn't really get it because it was some clothes, like as if it was a blanket or a cover or something. But it was definitely a bag as well, like these big ass black bags. And I'm like, oh shit, a truck probably dropped some garbage, right? I better move lanes because I don't want my car to get like all dirty. So as I move lanes and I'm like approaching it, I'm starting to like kind of like observe the trash more conscious because I'm like, man, that's like trash that will really fuck someone's wheel, like someone's tire, right? And as I'm getting closer, man, I'm like, no fucking way, man. So it was a body.
Yeah.
It was a body, and I couldn't see the head, either with the position or the angle or whatever.
Or probably just shoulders and torso and
I
legs.
saw torso, and I saw some leg and a bit of arm, but it was definitely spread a lot, as if it really kind of like fell
Crushed.
from the bag,
Oh, okay.
but also was crushed
Yeah.
as well. So I'm like, holy fuck, this is a person, right?
Were you 100% positive there was a body?
100%.
Right.
A freaking 100%. It was a body because you could see the belly and the clothes
Oh, fuck.
of the person, right? But it was not bloody, which was like, okay, this is weird. It's night, man. It was all of a sudden a split second. So I'm driving past, and I think my curiosity, and you won't let me lie, brother. I'm very curious. I'm like, fuck, I have to go back. All right.
You went back?
I want to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Man, that's
fucking-
courageous,
yeah.
man. I just
No, it was shocking enough to be like, this is unbelievable. I mean, I am I really seeing this? So I stopped because it's in the middle of the night. There is no cars. So I drive back a little bit, and as I drive back, the 2 kids that were robbing the 7-Eleven pass by next to me on the car, like between the body and me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, what if these guys have something to do with this? And I panic. Right? So 2 things that I deduct. Either that person was basically just like thrown there,
Yeah.
or someone got run over. But It was a little bit too precise the way the body was
Yeah.
not together.
Yeah.
But definitely, probably it got run over after. I don't know. Anyways, I'm like, fuck, let's go, man. So as I'm driving, I was already living in Sweden. It's one of the times that I was.
You were still living in Sweden?
I was living already in Sweden.
Oh, so you just went there for a
this
trip.
time is like probably like those either working from there or
What year was this?
can't remember. It should be probably 2013.
Oh, shit.
That's
Something
when
like
we
that.
met.
2013.
Remember? On the Banda
When
restaurant.
we went to the seafood restaurant.
Yeah.
That's true, man. So I'm like, I'm gonna do what a Swedish citizen will do, right? So I called the 911 or what's the number? Exactly. What's the-
080.
exactly. 080, 080.
080.
Yeah, but that's
Zero.
worthless, man. That's what I'm really like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, it's not only worthless, it's scary.
Yeah, and you end up being
The suspect.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Never
you.
call 911
So-
because they're going to assume it's you.
Yeah, when you're in Mexico,
Yeah.
please don't call police.
Who are you going to call?
Well, you're
Ghostbusters. Salud, 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 salud.
I don't have any left.
yeah, don't call the police.
But wait, the story doesn't end, buddy. This is getting even more interesting. So I called the police, and I'm like, "Hey, I saw a dead body. It looked like it's been severed." On
Wait. This is not here in Sweden, right?
no, this is Guadalajara.
Oh, okay.
I was already living. As
Right,
I mean, like
right, yeah.
I was there on a trip,
Yeah.
so I was not. It was not my early years.
Yeah.
Which I also have some crazy stories. But anyways, so this one, it was severed and it was in this kilometer, and honestly, it looked like it was just thrown there. So the operator was very nice, very friendly, and she's like, "Thank you. Well, thank you for the report. We'll take care of this."
And 3 hours later.
3 hours later, I get a call from what in Mexico. I'm not sure if there is in other countries. The Green Cross, Cruz Verde, right? So the Green Cross, it's the equivalent of the Red Cross,
Yeah.
but in some sort of more local level. You know, it's not sponsored globally, and it's just but still Green Cross. So they called me.
That one's very effective. I use it like 3 times.
But when the Green Cross comes for you, it's like you already in dipshit. I mean, you some dipshit happen because these guys go to the wars.
Well, so what are these guys exactly?
It's like the equivalent of the Red Cross, but in Guadalajara.
Yeah, but the difference is that we also have Red Cross.
Yeah.
It's just like the Red Cross being more like a corporate thing, or
Right.
a bit more together.
So what does the Green Cross do?
the Green
The
Cross?
same thing, but it's more effective than the Red Cross in Guadalajara.
And
Yes, in Guadalajara.
what I think it is that they are just even more locally involved, which makes them more effective. But also they take the very big shit, like the very bad cases. For some reason, it seems that maybe their paramedics are more used to like very bad stuff. So it's a saying, right? Like
Wait. When you say the Red Cross, what are you referring to?
Red Cross, the organization, the ambulances. The health-
Okay. I'm thinking about the Red Cross, like the brand here in Sweden that helps starving children in Africa.
It's the same thing.
Oh, it is.
It's just like in many countries,
Ah.
they are also ambulances and they are.
Oh,
aid-
okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Latin America, it's different. Like the health system, there's a very good private hospitals. So if you are insured by your company or you have a private insurance, you call them.
Right.
But most of the people just call the Green Cross
Okay,
in Guadalajara. Or the Red Cross if you are outside Guadalajara. But if you are in Guadalajara, just call the Green Cross. They're very effective and they're very good.
So I get a call. Good evening. We're calling you from the. Not even good evening. Hey, we're calling you from the Green Cross. I'm like, okay. And the first question they asked me. So you saw someone being murdered. I'm like, I saw a body. Okay. Was it dead? Yeah. Okay. You saw the body. You saw the person being killed. No, I saw the body. What did you see? And I'm like, okay, this is for a second. I'm like, I was trying to cooperate, but then the accent or the dialect of the person, I'm like, this dude is speaking too ghetto. It's like, this is not the operator from the 080, and he said Green Cross, but who will talk like this from a ambulance organization? And he kept asking, what did you see? What did you see? What did you see? And I'm like, no, this shit is that someone is watching me. I'm like, no. So I hung up.
How'd you get to your number?
Probably the 080.
Oh, so it's like so corrupt they didn't even like. Holy shit!
Exactamente, amigo. Exactly.
My man.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, fuck, man. So all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm very scared because I like someone must have seen me already, or they located me.
Yeah.
And I'm in the middle of the road, still driving one of the longest highways because this highway becomes a main avenue that crosses the whole city. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing cars randomly at 4 a.m, and then my brain is like, okay, they are following me. They are following me. Anyways, this is in a matter of like 2 minutes, man. 5 minutes after the body, this is where it gets also like, what the fuck is going on? I'm about to go into a tunnel in López Mateos.
Choques
Plaza del
Mateos.
Sol. Choques Mateos, yeah.
We call it the Crash Mateos because
It's an
lot of
avenue that
crashes.
everyone crashes all the time. For some reason, they think it's a speedway, and people end up dying. So I'm driving, and before I get to the tunnel, I see big pieces of concrete, like cement. What's that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the avenue, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. So before that tunnel.
that one.
Before that tunnel, there's two of them.
Yeah.
It's either that one or the other one that it's further back to the outsides of the city. So I'm driving, and before I'm going in, I see big pieces of concrete, of cement, like stones.
Stacked on the road.
Stuck in the road.
Like a blockage.
No, it's like a freaking crash, like a mess.
Okay.
Because the contention wall
Wow.
was completely smashed. So as I'm putting in my mind together everything, I see that a car that was coming from the other side, on the way out, probably lost the control. Probably the guy was speeding up so much and kind of like ramped up a little bit.
Yeah.
And he flew and probably crashed the contention wall and ended up crashing into another wall from a empty piece of land that was
Okay.
next to the highway,
Yeah.
to the avenue. But he's spent like that. So when I see this, of course, I naturally stop, put the blinkers.
The warning blinkers.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like putting together everything, and I see the car crash with the front towards me. And dude, the driver on the like outside the windshield, like that, dead,
Completely fucked.
completely fucked. The seat belt kept him stuck, but it was so much like strength that the guy was still over the what's it called, the front of the car.
Yeah.
So he went out the windshield. So he was completely messed up, man.
How?
A police patrol was just arriving like together with me like this. So I said, "Hey guys, not to make your night even more difficult, but like 5 minutes that way, I just saw a dead body that is being severed."
Not to make your
Severed, exactly.
Nice.
So they're like, "Okay, thank you," and I just continue my way, and I'm like, I'm going to my mom's house that it's not far from here, man. The images that I saw stayed in my head for like a week, and I understood that day what the impression of something like that can do to your head, and just stays, man. And the PTSD of it, even if it was not me, like you, brother, which I think that honestly respect of what you've been through, but shit, man. So I think that's one of the, I would say the most gruesome in a freaking 7 minutes.
Yeah.
span.
I mean, two deaths in 1 minute. That's a lot.
Later on, I asked my dad. I tell my dad the story. My dad is a lawyer, and he's like, and his girlfriend is also a criminal lawyer in Jalisco as well. So they looked at me and they're like, rookie mistake. They're like, no, never call the police. I mean, and I'm like, I ask, what's up? And he's like, yeah, they either can tip off the criminals, or they can simply quickly get you as a suspect because there is so many
They
cases.
want somebody responsible.
Correct.
Yeah.
And everything you say can be used against you.
Yep.
Right. So I'm like, fuck, man. I try to do a good thing, and the system is just simply not built for it. Right. Hence the survival mode that you have to go through. Right. So,
But
yeah.
it's still, Guadalajara has such a vibe. It's a beautiful city. It's a peaceful city, especially for tourists, But people that lives there, it gets used to this kind of stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
So you learn quick. I learned quick that if you go to a club, because I was always aiming for the hottest girls on the club. Like, yeah, I'm the alpha. I should get it. Those. Well, I ended up a
Top
lot
G.
of fights.
The G.
I ended up a lot of fights, a lot of
Erick.
threats, the stuff that okay, I won't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So because you learn really, really quick that you don't do that when you're in Guadalajara, because you don't know who you're messing with,
Yeah.
and that's a perspective. But other than that, if you're going to enjoy the city, enjoy the parties, the people, the vibe, you're good.
And to this, I'm gonna tell you exactly because what he's saying, why for me it was a wake up call.
Yeah.
There is a point where enough is enough.
Yeah.
Where enough fun is enough fun. We're enjoying and just having a good time in the nice parts of the city. It's good. It's enough, right? But when you start pushing it and just like abusing dopamine and just like having too much of a good time, being already in late hours in public places, something freaking happens, man. That things get more like denser. The vibe gets a bit denser.
Yeah.
And I think it was a season of me of going out a lot here and wherever I was. So I think it was a lot about like, hey, what persona do you think you're embodying? That it's simply not aligned, right? So reality check. You know, this is just a little reality check.
Yeah.
Because that girl that I was dropping, it was also on the archetype of the narco girl.
Which we call buchonas.
Buchonas.
Yeah, because
type
of the
that shit.
bucanas.
How do you?
The whiskey bucanas?
Es por las palomas buchonas.
No. It's
Pollos?
bucanas.
Is it?
Yeah, it's because of bucanas because
Pollos hermanos.
Pollos
no.
hermanos,
We
huh?
call bucanas because of
How do you spell it?
buchonas. It's like bucanas.
How do you
You know
spell
the whiskey? Bucha.
Bucanas.
Yeah, buchonas. Now
Buchonas.
No. So that's the brand of the whiskey that it's very common in Mexico as a
Yeah, but
status symbol.
yeah, but it's related to bucanas. I tell you why. Because all the gangsters that back in the day when the Sinaloa cartels played from Guadalajara, they used to drink that drink.
Órale. Yo pensé que
So what would they say if I went there with you guys, and they will see like my tattoos and tres puntos?
That's an interesting one. Where you will be with us, nothing. You will look like a DJ who's not from Mexico.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think you will be more in danger in LA probably by the 3 points.
Exactly.
And North Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
The
I
northern-
went to North Hollywood once. I had to buy some tattoo supplies, and didn't go that well. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, I've been there, so I know that.
Where you
But
from, Messi?
Yeah, but
Like,
Guadalajara.
Sweden.
I'm from Sweden.
It's like exactly that. Like had to make my accent more like I'm a foreigner. But the thing is, like, unfortunately for me, my English is better than that. So I was like,
It's like no fucking
like,
way,
yeah.
Holmes.
Yeah, you-
hello.
or you can say nowhere, buddy, and just keep going.
Yeah, man. I was at the swap meet in North Hollywood. That was I got a lot of eyes. Let's put it like that. And one guy came up to me and is like where you from? Like was like started asking me out. You know. Yeah, like something straight out of GTA San Andreas. I swear to God. I was like,
but in Guadalajara you'll be
I'm a
fine.
tattoo artist. I'm just here to buy tattoos. It's like, oh, okay. And he had like tear tattoos, and I was like, fuck. And he went back to his homies outside the swap meet, and oh man, I was so afraid because they were like talking and looking at my direction and shit. And I was like, can this fucking Uber please pick me up already? It's like I'm waiting here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that was
what-
really.
If you go into Guadalajara, especially to Guadalajara, they know who you are before you arrive.
How?
Well, the cartel has many eyes.
Yeah, and this is thank you for the cue. That's another story that I wanted to tell you. Another time that I was visiting in Mexico, my dad was moving from his office, which was an apartment building, back to the house. My parents split, and my mom stayed at the house first, and then later on she went elsewhere. So it was time for my dad to move from his office as a temporary home to the house, right?
Yeah.
As we're doing that, we're moving things from the office. to the truck. We're loading the truck. The office was 5 blocks away. So all of a sudden, we had a gardener that was helping us at the house, loading things up to the house, right? So while I was in the office at the truck, just putting things, like stacking them up, Roque comes pale, fucking pale.
Who's Roque?
Roque was the gardener, Rogelio. He was our gardener, and he comes running from the house to the office. So it's like a little 5 minutes.
Pale, like have you seen? Like he's seen something.
He's saying something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's going on, Roque? So the first thing he's asking me is like, Ruben, is your dad in any kind of trouble or like some sort of like big ass shady problem?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, what the fuck? And he said, there is a Suburban, which is this long ass SUV, with 4 or 5 guys with AK-47s,
Yeah.
like tank tops and tattoos, and they're looking for your dad. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So
For your dad?
my dad,
All right.
because they came to look for they gave the description of my dad and what car he was driving. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So all of a sudden we had a cartel looking for my dad, like outside the house. They didn't know where the office was. Luckily we were in the office. So I went up really quick and I said, hey, Dad, Rocky said this and this. So my dad immediately, he's like, let's leave, right? I'm like, what the hell is going on? Turns out he's been receiving threats for a while.
For what reason exactly?
We until today we don't really know, but we believe it's something to do with the job he performs, because he deals with people that are fighting big pieces of land. So he's a consultant that determines who owns the land.
I see. Yeah.
Right? He works for the state as a
Yeah.
consultant.
Yeah.
Technical
And
consultant.
they probably own some land.
You
Really?
know,
The ones that they're after him, they probably own some land,
We have no idea. We
or
have
got like some kind of control over somebody else's land.
something happened.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
let me tell you this. You know what is worse than working for the cartels? Working for the
For the
cartels and don't know it. And that happens a lot in Mexico.
Yeah. You think you work for the good people,
Yeah.
and then you work for the bad people.
I used to work for a bank, and I see a lot of stuff. A lot of legit businesses that are related to cartels. So and they're being used.
Oh yeah, it's an economy, man. So we leave the house. I was already living in Sweden. No, I was between deciding whether to continue living in Sweden, meaning taking my credits from my home university to Sweden. So that was actually a moment where my dad is like, "You stay in Sweden." Anyhow, so I'm like, "Okay, let's just get safe." After a week, we came back to the house. I went to live with my mom for a while. And this is where it's connecting to the point you're saying. So my dad says we have some contacts on the state police.
Yeah.
When he said someone is gonna come and help us out, right? So all of a sudden my dad is gonna have a meeting. We're all there, and there comes this guy, man. Very Mexican, like big belly, big ass mustache. Like a buckle.
The buckle belt.
The buckle belt and boots, just like that, with a freaking 45, on his belt. And I'm like, is this guy a police? Well, it turns out he was a big boss in some organization.
Yeah.
So he sits there like that, and he's like, okay, Ruben, tell me, because my dad is named Ruben as well. Well, the description of the gardener, that the people was like this and this, and something caught my attention. This police guy is like, hey, to his subordinate, to the patrol guy, call this guy, give the description that Ruben said, and ask if it's someone that should or not or shouldn't be in the city. And I'm like, what? Yeah. Let's see if these people is someone that is allowed to be in the city or not. I'm like, how the hell will they know that? Right? So he gets the call back and says, Ruben, nope, it's no one that we know. I'm like, of course you don't know them. They're criminals. Well, they know. They know. And there is even a arrangement of who can be there or not, right? So it turns out that it's probably either two things. Someone that was pissed, or back in those days, that's when the conflict started between one state and the other. Mm-hmm. And there was people trying to take over the territory from the other state, which now they did. because now they took over. So they couldn't identify who it was, and it was scary as fuck to know that the police knew exactly, of course, who was supposed to be
Well,
there.
they are
or
paid.
not.
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Well, as you know, as you said, as soon as you come into the city, they know who you are.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
And
I know this for a fact because they screen people to get in the city, especially nowadays in the recent days, because the U.S. government is trying to take these guys down. So they went to hire a lot of more people in the government and the airlines and everything.
Yeah.
So before you arrive to Guadalajara, they know you are arriving. And they
Even
know
like
who-
if I fly from Sweden.
yeah.
If they weren't looking to you, yeah.
So how do you think? Like, let's say if I would go there alone, I'll book at Mexico to Guadalajara to like completely alone. How would that look?
No,
How
I
would
mean-
that be? How
I
would
mean,
that turn out?
I think it will turn out good.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do this. This is all stories that I heard, just to be quoted. Like but it's like you get this feeling when you arrive. Right?
But they did it to me. There is a profile of it because they used to stop me a lot, and I asked one day, "What is it that you're looking at? Like, how do you know? Like, why me? Right? I mean, like, I'm not being racially profiled because I'm Mexican, but what is it?" And you know what she said? Because he was an army, and not army, federal. It was a federal. She said, "Your age, your not conventional looks, as if I don't."
You don't look Mexican.
Yeah, as if I don't dress
Mexican.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think when non-conventional, probably like you have a different style, right? And you're traveling with a blonde, right? Because I was traveling with a ex-girlfriend of mine. But when I was alone, she said a lot that is the age. So if you're traveling alone, and you probably are more likely to be someone that is in a business like that because of your age. So I would say he will definitely stand out for sure. But nothing's gonna happen because at the end there's a lot of tourism. It's the freaking second largest income for the country. So at the end, it's like your passport says it all.
Yeah, they don't mess with tourists.
No,
They're targeting Americans, unfortunately, but because they afraid like they
DA.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
la DEA ese.
Is there a lot of DA agents in Mexico?
I mean,
Still?
not that I know for a fact, but like I am assuming.
Yeah, I'm assuming this. Too,
Yeah.
Because
Anyway, another topic. I want to get into Ruben. We'll get to your what you do, but I want to talk about the cheese.
yeah.
You sell cheese.
Yeah, I sell cheese from Oaxaca, which is a southern state from Mexico.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing because it used to be illegal
To sell cheese.
in the U.S.
To sell cheese.
Yeah, when I was in Tijuana, remember I told you this.
I've been
border
to one
town?
actually.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool town. But
It's a crazy fucking town.
There's a town. There's a
Sodoma
town.
and Gomorrah, brother.
Yeah, that's
I've been to one, bro. It's
okay.
nuts.
Well, there's a strip club that has 700 girls working at a 3-story strip club that it's very amusing for Americans. So they end up being there every weekend.
Have you been there?
A lot of times, man. It's a good place to close deals.
What kind of deals?
Well,
Cheese deals.
Cheese deals.
Yeah, so it's a cool place. It's called the Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So it's been there for like I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty popular, and it's a common thing to do when you go to Tijuana from California. So if you're a man, a straight man, and you want to go to party with your friends, all they know it's the Hong Kong. So it's 3-story building with 700 chicks like from all over parts of Mexico.
They're just like dancing all around the building
Yeah. So
or the facility.
yeah, it's a wild thing.
Complex.
Complex. Sorry, the complex.
Yeah, but the thing is, the thing is like this cheese used to be illegal in California because California has a lot.
Wait, are we talking like a strip club or are we talking a brothel?
Oh yeah, the strip club is I'd say both
mix?
things.
Yeah.
It's a mix. Yeah, depending. your wife.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Everything is possible.
No, Mexico Mágico.
Tijuana is lawless.
Yeah.
It's completely lawless. Let me just break it in. The only reason why I was there, I drove from LA to San Diego, out in the desert,
Nice.
just to photograph the Milky Way. 'Cause
Okay.
there were no lights out there. We wanted to see the Milky Way.
Where?
Oh, sorry, from Santa Ana.
Yeah, Santana.
From Santa Ana all the way down to San Diego, and then we went out to the desert, photographed
What, La
Milky
Rumorosa?
Way. Sorry,
La Rumorosa.
What's
That's the part of the desert where you can see the Milky Way, or was in the U.S.
Ooh,
part?
I can't remember. I went out with a guy named Erick in Madrigal, a friend of mine that lived in Santa Ana. I used to live at his house, and we just drove down. I don't know, well, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and we just photographed the Milky Way. It was so crazy out there.
From Mexico side or American
No,
side?
first the American side. Then we drove from San Diego down to Tijuana.
Okay.
We stayed there for like a few hours,
Okay.
and we went into some clubs, and I was like, shit, man, it's
It's
I
crazy.
did experience a lot of things there. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah. It's
How
it's
was
a
the Milky
crazy-
Way? Like, was it looking nice?
I mean, so like when you're in the city, it's pretty hard to see the stars in the Milky Way because there's a lot of lights, going up. But when I was out there, it's a completely different vibe. Like you can see it so much clearer. And I mean, that was pretty much it. It was cool to experience it. And then and I asked him, I was like, hey, we should go to Tijuana.
Yeah.
He's like, you should right now? I was like, yeah. I was like, you got your passport? I was like, yeah. I was like, let's go then. Then we went down,
Nice.
drove down.
Oh, that's the best trips, man.
Bro, that whole trip was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice place to be. It's crazy, and it happens a lot of things in Tijuana, especially if you're with friends. It's a crazy side of Mexico. But yeah, if you go in to do business, you find real quick that you need to be involved in certain illegal activities. That the contraband over there is like the thing, and they contraband a lot of stuff from food, from certain objects like I don't know, disposable.
Medicines.
Yeah, medicines, like documents, like anything. It's the price increases in the USA because of Mexicans that are living in the USA. So I used to see this as an opportunity because I saw people like contrabanding cheese, and I say, wait, okay, it's illegal, but let's see the law in California. And I found a loophole that I took care advantage of it, and I just brand my cheese and yeah, take the shot. So the 2 first years I was doing good, but at the second year, at the end of the second year, some of my sales representatives found out who was my supplier.
Who is your supplier?
Yeah, and so they
No, who is he?
Oh, he's in Mexico.
Uh,
He's in down south, and it's a large producer in Oaxaca.
for cheese?
Yeah, for cheese. Yeah, and this guy didn't know these were my sales representatives, and so I become like the middleman.
Yeah.
And yeah, these guys make the connections, and I have like suddenly competition, and in order them to survive, they need to go to the authorities and say, hey, this guy is contrabanding cheese, which I was not. I was importing the cheese, but
I just find it so funny. But
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
and he was like, oh my God, it's just cheese, dude, just chill out.
Would you say it ain't easy being cheesy?
You know what?
Cheeseburger Eddie.
I remember this meeting. I remember this
Longest
meeting.
yard.
You're gonna find this so you're gonna laugh about this. I end up in the table with FDA agents, CBP agents, which is custom borders
For fucking cheese?
for fucking cheese, dude. I was like,
Bro, just sell Coke. It's better.
yeah,
The
dude.
weird business.
That's what I told. Man, I have a lot of agents. I have to sell where I get the cheese, how I transport it, how I brand it, who I'm selling. I have to keep records. I have to give it all to the authorities. They look at all through my records, and I've been exposed suddenly from being the number one company importing food products from Mexico. I become like gone because these guys were stopping my importings every time they were my cargoes.
That's jealousy, brother. You were doing good.
Yeah, but it hurts. It hurts because every time they stop one of my cargoes, they stop it for a month, which is the live shelf.
Delays the whole shipment. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, you're good to go. I can sell these.
Do you have some of this cheese here in Sweden?
No, man.
Fuck. Can you get it here?
Well,
I need some.
The most similar
some
cheese
here.
you will find
Like in a podcast.
it's made in Germany.
Yeah.
I heard. This guy that sells this
Made or just distributed?
no, it's made. It's
Okay,
made
cool.
in Germany, but it's the most similar cheese to Oaxacan cheese.
I want the actual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's hard because
You have to go there?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, I'm down. We're going there in February. I'm down.
yeah, sure. You should
I'm
go.
so happy you got
We-
me.
I'm down. I'm 100%. Count me in.
We
I'm
have
down.
a friend.
We can schedule it right now. Let's schedule it right now.
We have a
With
friend.
tequila.
We have a friend that went to Oaxaca last year. in
Yeah,
December.
man. Helena. Shout out to Helena.
Yeah,
Shout out Helena, whoever
yeah,
that is.
and she's a cheese lover, and
And
she
a great
found-
artist.
Yeah,
What kind of artist?
Painter.
Painter.
Yeah.
Helena here in Sweden?
yeah.
Gothenburg?
Yeah.
She's nice.
Maybe we should promote her.
Yeah, we should. Shout out Helena. We're gonna
Helena Van Hanen.
Van Hanen.
Yes, if that's the right pronunciation. One N.
Oh, is she that chick?
Yeah.
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 Van Hanen. Finnish?
No, I believe
Russian.
there's some Russian heritage, but she's Swedish.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my closest friends, or like our closest.
Paintings. Let's see what she got.
She's really, really good, man. And we're doing.
Oil paintings or acrylic, or is it?
I wouldn't know actually, but we're doing a project with her, which is
that's
mixing
cool.
Mexican art with Scandinavian figures
Yeah.
and creating a collection. And that's
Man, I just met a girl named Ronja Cruz.
no way. I know her.
You know her?
Yeah.
Bro,
She's another
she's
talented woman.
insane.
Yeah.
I literally see. That's the thing. She came in here regarding something else, but
Shout out to Ronya. Shout out to
bro,
Ronya.
yeah, shout out to Ronya. Definitely. Bro, she had the most insane.
Cheers to Ronya. Dude, she was working in Elisabetta and she's an actress.
Well,
and,
she did some of the costumes for Port du Soleil and Tegon.
Yeah.
And bro, like her oil paintings, she did one painting that I got stuck for, and it was her painting herself doing a painting.
Okay.
It's on her
so cool.
art Instagram, bro. It's insane.
Yeah, she's
Let me see if I can throw this bitch up. I mean, this was insane. I never seen anything like it.
No, she's beautiful.
What's that?
Gorgeous Ronya. Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah, bro. Like this picture right here. Look at this.
Oh man, that's
Bro.
awesome.
Yeah,
This is
so
her. Like she made a painting of herself making a painting. And me personally, I love the Renaissance, obviously.
Yeah.
That oil painting thing. Like, I mean, that's what I really got stuck for when I started doing this tattooing shit. So, I mean, just the way she does it. And we gonna do our first painting together on Sunday next week.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Yeah, I will,
Thank you.
definitely. She actually was supposed to be here yesterday. We have some business with her.
Nice.
She's doing some things called line of work. It's for like tattoo artists. It's like a cashier system basically, and a calendar and a lot of things for tattoo artists.
Oh wow.
That's another story.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's interesting. And tell me about the. So you're having a Halloween party,
Correct.
or you guys are both having the Halloween party?
Yeah.
Nah, no.
Well, he's a VIP, of course.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Please tell me about that and tell me how you started.
Yeah, man. Thank you for asking, man. I think that's a very interesting and important part of the reality here in Sweden that we've created, right?
Yeah, because see, this is the thing too. Before we start, I always wanted to go to a really dope Halloween party
Nice.
where people actually dress up, and it's a good, like good people. I saw some pictures from the Instagram for that from the other parties you had. That wasn't necessarily Halloween parties, but or maybe they were. I don't know. And it looked really good, and where people don't get too fucked up, so you can at least have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I like what kind of venues you use too. So please tell me about that. That's really interesting.
Thanks, man. So I think I'm gonna start by explaining the motivation, the whole concept of it, right? So I think that everything starts from the group of friends that met here in Gothenburg, and most of us were Spaniards or like Latinos,
community.
right? But a community, right? And so there's like expats, so people that came here to study or to work and ended up choosing these as a place to live, right? And what we had in common was the language back then, and of course the wanting to party and experience. Now, important thing, socializing for the Latino culture or the Spaniards, it's key, man. It's in your freaking DNA, right? So socializing, experiencing things. So we started doing a lot of things together here in Gothenburg. It was amazing, and we pretty much went everywhere. Wherever it was needed, we were there. We experienced it all, right? So there was a point, brother, where as a fellow citizen of this country, you're like, that's it, man. I did it all. It's over. I went to this club. I party there. I know people. I get in for free. It's just the same thing all over and over and over again, right? So this is where reality gets a bit difficult, and you're like, man, what is it that I want to go to LA. I want to go to a warm country, right? So, but there was a point where like, you know what? What if? Because I told the guys, dudes, what if we just create our own reality? Simple as that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if we freaking bend the reality?
So where did you start? Like, what was the first goal?
So back in Guadalajara, I used to do events, as Erick said. So back in Guadalajara, there was a little committee in the high school and university that was putting things together for the people in the university, right? And since we were the preppy kids, we were the focus group, a lot of brands started sponsoring us. So we started doing a different parties, and one of them was a Halloween party. So that Halloween party ended up being very successful to the point that it was like 6,000 people at some point, and then a tequila brand.
6,000.
6,000 people, man. 6,000.
Holy shit.
It was a big one. It was a big one. Hard to control, a lot of fights. But we ended up creating a little company back in Mexico. And then a tequila brand ended up buying us. Because they're like, you know what? You guys are actually advertising and doing a lot of things that we cannot do as a concern, like a consortium.
Yeah.
So they ended up buying us. Anyways, that's a different story. So when I'm here in Sweden, I'm like, guys, I used to do things over there. What if we introduce a private party concept where it's just like people that know each other, and it's like you have your own club, you have your own nightclub, you have your table, you have your bottle, and it doesn't end. It's like all you can drink. And of course, this is not a business. It's more like a committee, like association, whatever. So we started looking into that, and we're gonna split the cost. So it was a few trials. We rented out 8 during COVID, like Club 8 in Gothenburg.
Yeah, 8.
So we got Club 8. So it was a very nice.
It's my friend Oscar that has the bouncers.
Oh really?
The security. Oscar is my friend. Is a really big guy, bald headed.
Nice.
Really, really big. It's not bald, but he keeps it short.
Nice.
Really
Yeah.
big. I use it as one of a close friend of mine. We work out together.
Oh really?
Military guy. Yeah.
Nice. Shout out to Oscar.
Shout out to Oscar. He is. He's usually outside of Port du Soleil. He's a bouncer there. He has scars.
I know
You've
him.
probably seen him before.
He's seen my face. He's seen my face.
In what sense?
No, all good. I think we're excellent guests.
Yeah.
For sure. We
well.
pay tables.
Yeah, he's dope, man. He's. I did all of his tattoos. I did his full back, his full arm, his full leg sleeve. Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, we know him. I know him. I know exactly who you say you. It's like I try to be very respectful in general, and not try to befriend anyone just because, and rather make it actually a genuine meeting. So we start like that, and then we were like, you know what? It would be great to rent out this venue, right? Not this venue. So I started thinking, and not me only, like the group, and the first thing that was like, what it would be amazing if we could just do a party in that freaking fortress up there in Skansen Skansen-krona.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is it even for rent? And back then it wasn't, I think, or it started. So I went there and just by the curiosity of mine, just freaking knocked the door, man, literally. And I'm like,
Yeah.
hey guys, would you be up for us renting the place? And they're like, yeah, we just started actually doing this. We took over another event company. Anyways, so we did it. And what we did is like, we just put together the budget of everything to calculate how much alcohol will be consumed. And then we have friends that are DJs, we have friends that are videographers. So within the same group, and not only the Latinos, but the Swedes now,
Yeah.
there is very talented people that helped us out. Of course, with the money we gather, we try to pay, of course, all the talent, like artists and shit. And that's how we started, man. And that started 5 years ago. And it just became like more and more and more elaborated to the point that it's a very well organized private event.
That's
So
nice.
it's an invite only. And there is few, like, let's say, main rules, right? That it's implicit out of the vibe of the
What's
people.
the rules?
I don't it's not, don't call it a rule, but it's like an implicit
Yeah, I got
right
you.
norm.
Yeah,
It's like you must be invited by someone,
you know.
So it's like the vibe, the energy of it. It's not strangers per se. Even if you're new to the event, you know someone that knows someone. So you create a similar energy vibe, right?
I like that.
Second thing, particularly towards the ladies, towards the women, of course, goes to the same to the guys as well. But there is no harassment whatsoever. You don't go there to pick up anyone, neither girl, guy. You go there to have a good time, a good fun, express yourself
Yeah.
as sexy as you can, as free as you can,
Yeah.
without having to worry whether you're gonna be put in the spot, whether you're gonna be harassed, whether you're gonna be, like he's like, you can be as free as you can, right? The point is to make that feeling, because everyone knows each other.
Because
right?
you're not out there to pick somebody up.
No.
All right, I'm out. Good. I'm just kidding.
No,
I have
no.
a girlfriend.
But I can tell you this. Relationships have happened
started there.
through
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Long-term friendships have started from there.
Yeah.
So it's about creating the experience. And I would say the third rule is like, it's not a rule, man, but it's just like you it's probably good if you have something to put on the table,
Yeah.
just by your own experience.
Yeah.
Like you have a story to tell, and it's not that you're accepted or not. It's more like people filter themselves in and out, or in or out, right? And that naturally creates a very nice aesthetic. Everyone goes all in. There's one theme every time, and I'm talking about the Halloween party because we do other ones, right? But the Halloween parties, every time it's a different theme, different location. So what we want is to create experience for ourselves. And when I'm saying ourselves is the people that are like-minded and believe on that specific thing,
Yeah.
right? So it's a freaking experience that has grown to the point that we are, I think, creating like top quality events, man.
Do you guys have after movies?
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Or are you on YouTube?
Well, Instagram.
On Instagram?
Yeah. So please, anyone that it's
Yeah, we're gonna fire those up. So you guys, so for the viewers that are listening to this podcast,
Please, man.
can watch them as we're talking.
Yeah.
we could put it like at the end,
Thank
so
you, man.
people can watch
Appreciate
that, and the link to the Instagram, and make this bigger. And please, if there's anything I can do from my end to help and to do something cool there, I would be more than happy to.
Just to be there, man. Just to
Yeah.
be there. Yeah, it
no,
will
of
be
course, man. But thank you for mentioning, man. Yes, please, your presence is going to
Yeah.
be key for this, and I would
Yeah,
love
me
to
and my
host it.
girlfriend definitely coming.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
But it is a non-profit thing, right? So any sponsorship, it's super welcome. So what happens is the guests split the costs. We're just a committee that happens to have the responsibility of the creative process and the project management of it. And then we people or the group trusts us. We are around, I mean, in the mailing list, we're maybe 350, but the parties are usually 150 people. And that crowd trusts the committee to basically create something for everyone, right? And it's building a community, actually. So it's not only us as Latinos or Mexicans or Spaniards, it's the Swedes, man, that actually are pushing this into us continuing. Because it ended up the girlfriends helping out. Like like part of the group is like girlfriends of the friends who are freaking marketing directors or like creative directors or project management or whatever,
Yeah.
So it's like your freaking highest genius and skill, freaking put it there, right? So that being said, there is certain needs, and always sponsorship. It's super, super, super welcome. We have some very nice sponsors. Jagermeister sponsors us very nicely. They're good with us.
That's how I got my name, Ishak Meister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how?
You see?
Got drunk on my 18-year-old when I turned 18. Got so fucking drunk. I drank for the first time when I was 18. I didn't even know how alcohol tasted like before 18. And that was a Jägermeister. I got so drunk out of it, I ended up in hospital. They had to pump my stomach out of the shit. And then my friends came into the hospital, and they was like, "Oh, Ishak Meister," and that's how I come in. So yeah,
Okay.
that's how it started.
Well,
and they were bullying me because of that. So and when Instagram came out, I used that as my nickname on Instagram just to like.
That's very
and now
clever.
I got famous for my name because of the tattoos and all that.
That's very
But
clever.
hey, man, I got an idea for you.
Thank you, man.
What if next party you're gonna do, let's do like a art basel in Miami, similar. Let's use people's arts on every wall in there as you're having the party, and let's sell the art for, and with the money that comes in, we donate that money that children in need.
Wow. 100%.
Right?
100%.
We gather a bunch of artists, tattoo artists, whoever that does paintings. I have a good friend of mine, is Adam Augustin. Have you seen him?
No.
He's in Eskilstuna. Bro, this guy,
Wow.
he's a tattoo artist, insane tattoo artist. But his paintings is probably one of the craziest paintings I've ever seen in my whole life.
Really?
He will definitely be onto this. Ask him to come there or to hang up his painting there, like an art basel. You've seen art basel in Miami, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do something similar with a party, and people get an option to like they can buy the art. You've seen that banana with the duct tape stuff that got sold for like a bunch of millions, right? Do something like that and donate all that money to children in need in Gaza or like wherever, you know?
Of course.
100%, man. Dude, please help me out. Yes.
I will definitely help you out with
Let's
that.
coordinate that.
Next party, let's do an art basel team.
Next, us in the next one that is coming. Or
Uh,
you,
well,
you mean like
well,
one more?
When no, not this one.
Okay. Let's
If
prepare.
you haven't, so for those you already planned, obviously not those, but for something you haven't planned yet, let's set a date for that.
I like that.
Probably in the summer.
I like that.
Let's get that Miami vibe, and let's rent a venue, hang out people's arts. Let's promote it earlier.
Nice.
And get everybody's art. Let's give them time to do a painting for that thing, and invite the right people with a theme. You can have that kind of clothing,
We
could
could
get-
get, yeah.
and let's get some cheese up on this bitch.
I like that shit. I like shit. No, dude.
Let's do tequila tasting at the
Dude,
spot.
my mind is just spinning right now.
Yeah.
100% yes. 100% yes. And I already know. So day party. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh, is it? I think we should do like eftermiddag
Okay.
and night party. So it's like still bright outside, still a day party, and it turns into a night party.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. We nice. We have that concept
four.
of. Wow.
Yeah. You
We
see?
need to get the Lebrijes.
Yeah.
We have our project with the Helena as well, which I think is going to come exactly handy to that. And I know some Mexican friends of mine that would love to attend and buy art.
Yeah. Well, let's get Ronnie on it. Let's get Ronnie on it. Let's get Helena on it. Let's get Adam on it, and I'll contact a few more artists up in Borlänge. I have a few tattoo artists. His name is Ozzy. His last name is Ishak, same as mine for some weird reason. And
Universe, man.
yeah, I mean, we're not related, but we should be because we.
It's not a common name.
Yeah, I mean, we. I don't know. The only people that have my last name is usually my relatives, but it's crazy. But he's a tattoo artist as well, and he's a painter, and he does some. He's a
Freaking
really
Matrix,
good painter.
man.
And he loves Renaissance. And he
Yeah.
has a podcast. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let's gather
Parallelism.
every painter in Sweden, and let's make sure that they get onto this, and it's for the greater cause, right?
Yeah. Of
and
course.
it's a part at the same time, because I think this we never seen anything like Art Basel, but Art Basel Gothenburg,
I love it.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Art
I love
Basel
it.
Gothenburg.
Latino fucking style
Puppy,
with
we-
fucking
we-
art and tequila tasting with maybe comedy show and something else.
Yeah.
I have a great network. I can contact Sean Atzi. You know Sean Atzi?
No.
He's one of
Illustrator,
the
please.
Sweden's biggest stand-up comedians.
Okay.
Comedy is important.
Get him onto that. Get maybe Lars Wallin. You know who Lars Wallin is?
No.
Sweden's biggest fashion designer. He designed the dress for the royal family
Oh wow.
Okay.
in Sweden.
Now I should know all this, but my reality continues being international.
Yeah.
Lars Wallin.
I just arrived, so
No, it's me. It's me who should be ashamed.
This guy.
But I could get you cheese and make.
Okay,
I tattooed him.
I've seen. Oh
yeah.
really?
Yeah, I did his first tattoo. So that's the thing.
Dude, you amazing, huh?
Yeah.
I of course you're freaking talented. Why not? Yeah.
And I did his first tattoo. You guys should come with me to Micke. He has a clothing store. It's called Stilett. Are you familiar with that? It's closer to Lagerhaus in the middle of the Österhamnsgatan. So we go there. I think it's Österhamnsgatan. Or it's like, do you know the Avalon Hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That street.
Yeah.
He's gonna have an event there. He's gonna be there. Everybody's gonna be there. You guys should come with me.
All right.
Introduce yourselves.
Okay.
And it's like a mingle party, kind of, you know what I mean? Like you just go around and talk to people and drink, and there's a clothing store. Come with me there. I think it's next weekend actually.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
We'll be there.
next Saturday.
We'll be there.
Come with me, and we'll go there together.
Okay.
And I'll pick you guys up if you want. We'll go
Okay.
there together as a team, as a crew,
Nice.
Cool.
I love that
and
shit, man.
with my partner and his wife and my girlfriend. And you got and Mickey D from the band Scorpions.
Yeah.
He's gonna be there as
That's-
well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah, it's a
And-
crew.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's go there.
Wow.
All
I
right,
actually
dude.
got invited last week.
Nice.
Yeah, last week. It was on my business partner's.
Don't
son's
ask me
birthday.
what I did last week.
No, we won't.
I will ask you afterwards. Don't worry about that. And,
Dude, this is exactly the vibe and the energy that not only me but what this whole movement it's about creating bridges, man, and,
Yeah.
and creating in general. And I sorry to hijack that, but
no, all good.
dude, no. I'm just loving it. What I'm telling is like what I'm feeling when you're saying all of this. It's just like it matches the whole frequency. These guys and I
connections.
have been talking, and bottom line of our process lately. So quote unquote, like parenthesis, we've gone through a very interesting spiritual awakening / self-awareness process derived from breakups and all of that. But anyways, bottom line, everything resumes to two things: intention and creating.
Yeah, I mean, I think this could work really well. We haven't seen anything like it in Sweden. I think Gothenburg, in my opinion, is an art city.
It is.
And I think we should do the first one right here. I can look around and look at some great venues we could do together to see what will fit the most, and just rent out for one day, like a big venue, and hang out the art there and do something really cool. I think we could succeed a lot with that.
I think it matches perfectly with the project we have in mind.
Yes.
And it matches perfectly with the intention, man, which is just creating new things.
Yeah.
And of course,
New
helping
experiences.
out, of course,
Yeah.
helping out.
Nothing common, nothing that has been done before, that it spans a reality, that's something like we're looking forward.
Yeah.
The thing is that, man, the whole purpose of I mean, maybe I'm getting too deep now.
Get that as deep as you want. Get
brother.
balls deep, man.
Now you're gonna get to know the real Ruben. Now the other one was just the. No. So, I think the whole freaking purpose of these human experience, man, it's to create and bend your freaking reality. But you cannot do that shit until you get to know yourself. So
Truly,
truly, and
not just superficial.
so consequently, the purpose of it before creating is to understand who the fuck you are and what configuration do you come with from the beginning, figuring out, fucking light up your shadows, embrace them, transform them, and truly align to who the fuck you are, man. And from there, create. because the only freaking responsibility you have as a human probably is just to become the highest version of you can be, right?
Yeah.
For the rest, and that
What
boils
could you
down
offer?
to what can you create? What can you create, man? And the little time that I know that I've met you, dude, you've created so much, and
Yeah.
I am sure that it's rewarding, very
It
rewarding.
is. It is mentally. It is mentally. I know a lot of people come in here and they're like, "Oh, such a beautiful place, like it looks so good and all that." I view it a little bit different because this means a lot to me, mentally, psychologically.
Can you tell us about the meanings when you can?
I will. But first, Daddy's got to urinate.
Okay.
Will this be?
So we're still recording. Just for you to know, I'm gonna make.
There is a couple of tequilas
I'm going to sing.
already. ¿Qué cantamos?
El Rey
Échame un tequilita con.
con dinero, sí.
Oye, bueno, hagamos un podcast mexicano. A ver.
Yeah. This is gonna be a Mexican podcast, brought to you by two guys like we enjoyed being here. This is gonna be running out the pilot.
Because you know Erick is already drunk.
I'm not drunk. It's just water.
Compadre, échame un tequilita.
Yeah. No, so where were we?
Yeah.
Everybody, you wear headphones now?
Yeah. No. I just I wanted to sing a Mexican
Yeah.
song. No. It's just
Okay, I just realized that I haven't recorded anything today. This is not going anywhere, just for me.
Why do you keep saying that, Ruben?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
because
just
I'm
publish it. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm mindful of your content. That's why.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's totally fine. You can put whatever you want, film whatever you want.
Yeah, cool.
Freedom of filming, basically.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, man.
I saw your urge of urinating. I saw your urge of urinating.
It's tequila working.
It's working.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what the crazy thing is? Actually, that combination you did with like the salt water, with everything, like I don't feel anything. Like I felt like I was getting a little bit tipsy. I don't feel it anymore.
No.
It completely went away.
Dude, it's
I'm okay to drive now?
No.
if you're asking me from the alcohol meter perspective, no. But from the reflexes perspective, yes.
Do you want the
gray
Swedish?
zone.
Correct.
Do you want the Swedish or the Mexican version of Ruben?
Mexican, obviously. I mean,
Nah,
we're doing
man,
Compadre.
all good, man. Drink a little bit more.
No. Drinking and driving it used to be a culture in Mexico.
Yeah.
And
I never do it though.
no, and don't do it because I can tell you this, and you probably too, but there's been times back in my early years where I've been partying in the club and all of a sudden I'm in my home
Yeah, fuck it.
and
Yeah.
I don't remember how the fuck did I get there.
Oh, I know. It's called roofies. Ever heard of it?
No, that's the worst
But
part
my
of it.
butthole was intact.
Your butt was intact.
No, man, but
That's what you think.
No. And I know of classmates of mine or people that I know that have died because of
Yeah.
car accidents due to alcohol consumption. So it is a non-advisable one. But I can tell you this: the tolerance of how much you can handle and drive. Unfortunately, I know it, and it's a very wide tolerance, man. Probably don't do that like here, of course.
Ever heard of scopolamine?
No.
The devil's breath.
Scopolamine.
The
Yeah, but that's a mythical thing, isn't it?
no.
What is that? Oh, the yeah,
The devil's breath.
yeah, the drug.
The drug, yeah.
That yeah.
That you blow in somebody's face and they're under your complete control and they'll do whatever you say.
Dude, this is crazy.
Okay.
So it's some sort of like it hijacks your freaking nervous system or
Yeah.
command system, and you become a freaking zombie and you do whatever they tell you to do.
And usually you die afterwards.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
But,
Scopolamine, also known as hyoscine or devil's breath, is a medication used to treat motion sickness, post-operative nausea and vomiting. It also sometimes before surgery decreases saliva when using injection. Effects begin after 20 minutes and last up to 8 hours. But it's also used for fucked up reasons.
Like,
Well, like drugging people into doing shit that they don't want to do. And there's people literally been carrying their own TVs out and their own furniture under control of somebody else. It could be something easy like this. So let's say I hold a map in my hand and I'm a lost tourist. And usually this is in Mexico as well. And they maybe have that. Usually they put tissues on their nose so they don't get it themselves. And they're like, hey, can you show me where this is? Like, and they open up the map and they blow it up in your face. You get it inside of your system immediately. And you're completely under their control. And you'll do whatever they say.
well,
There's a documentary out. I think Vice did a documentary about that. You should check it out.
good to know that. I'll be aware of it.
Yeah.
It sounds
You're a very juicy Mexican, brother. So
Yeah. No, it's
careful.
okay.
Mhm.
Brother, but we were about to kind of like get a bit of clarity of the meanings. Of
The what?
The meanings.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable, of course. With saying it.
Absolutely. But you know what I feel like? I feel like we should take this on the next podcast.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
So people have something to look forward to. Because the meaning of this shop and how it all came together stems from one thing. And it's a drug you always... I mean, I was in a point in my life where I was at the crossroads and I had to choose one or the other to decide basically what I wanted to do with my life. And one thing that got me on the right path was DMT.
Cool.
And I'm going to tell you about my DMT experience on the next podcast. Cool. And that next podcast, we're going to do it after the Halloween party so we can talk about the Halloween party and talk about that to keep people wanting to tune into the next one.
Okay.
Because I really like this podcast. I really enjoyed you guys. This is probably one of the most interesting and the most chill podcast I've made so far.
Oh, really?
I
swear to
have
God.
a question. It's OnlyFans legal here in Sweden?
It's
OnlyFans? It's definitely legal.
Wait. I feel you have something to say.
No.
Oh, you
find
do
out.
OnlyFans?
Find out. No, well, not me, but
Can I ask you a favor?
Yeah.
Ask him.
I already know about this. You told me about this last time. Yeah, you were dating a chick that was doing OnlyFans?
yeah.
Yeah. How did you feel? Or how did you feel? Liberated.
Okay, yeah.
Are you an actor?
Well, probably. It's not what it seems. Okay.
Do you have GoPro cameras? Strapped on your chest? POVs, my guy?
POVs.
That's funny. That's
Was she your sister?
yeah. You will find out.
Yeah, we'll throw the link at the bottom so you guys can
No.
The free version. The free version.
I know you very well, but I don't want them to see you that way. Dude,
Oh, you're gonna?
Just a free version, okay? The
dude,
teaser.
is there content out there where you are there?
Well, I hope it's been deleted somehow.
Have you
It's
searched?
not. I can find it. I'll find it for you guys.
Hopefully.
We don't want to do this today, do we?
No.
No way.
Hopefully it's deleted.
Wow, man. So my homie say,
Well,
wow.
you have to survive.
Oh shit, man. Sorry, Ishak. It's Andreas said so. I didn't want to. I just got very surprised. This is something I didn't think of.
What?
Really?
My homie being a out there as an actor.
Really? You didn't know? I knew.
No. I mean, I just put two and two together.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a way to say it, right? But you need to know what's backstage.
Of course.
The process, like to be involved.
Backstage?
With someone. Yeah, backstage is
Back door.
Well, like anal?
okay.
Bro, from this point, we can't get serious anymore. It's just going off rails from here.
It's gonna be getting worse. I tried to be.
You know what's really funny? I actually kind of like thought I was gonna speak about our spiritual process, like for real, man. I thought we were gonna like give out to people
something deep.
the
And we went straight to anal.
the freaking ABC on how to bend reality.
Yeah.
And get to know your
Well,
soul.
Well, people probably found this more relatable, because
Morbo.
Bro,
and somehow there's something that
I
happens.
fucking love this.
Dude, Valentina, can I take a picture of you and Valentina together, man?
Yeah, you can.
It is exactamente.
that one.
That's
Ooh.
Renaissance right there, brother.
No, I
Amazing.
do my hand like this.
Yeah. Like a Madonna. You're both Madonna and the whore together at the same time.
And the whore?
And the whore, yeah.
Yeah, we spoke about it last time.
We did, brother.
Bro, this one, I'm gonna buy fucking... as much Diddy bought oil, I'm gonna buy this one.
You know what? Extreme Foods in Kungshoid here in Gothenburg.
Yeah?
And I don't have anything
Salsa en polvo.
correctamente.
Yeah.
Correctamente.
But you know what? Shout out to the extreme food guys because they have all the Mexican food, man.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I love it, man. I love it.
What's grasa?
Fat.
Fat?
Yeah.
Oh, grease.
Yeah.
Otras.
Otras is others. Like
Other,
other.
oh, okay.
So this is probably another word.
Azicares. Aziacares.
Azúcares.
Sugar.
Azúcar was that.
How do you say sugar in Aramaic or in Assyrian?
Shaker.
Okay, that's where it comes from.
Shake it like.
Azúcar.
Sodium.
Azúcar.
Sodio. Energía.
Energía.
Energy.
Por envase.
Per vase or per
bottle.
bottle, yeah.
Bro, there's nothing in this.
No.
0.00. 32% sodium. Salt in it.
Of course.
And energía.
But you know what? The tequila is probably the healthiest drink you can do.
I know. That's why I drink it on the club. Because I work out.
Nice.
I work out.
Dude, you're pretty pumped.
Thank you, man. I try to work out. The only reason why I'm really into working out and strengthening my back, my neck, and all, and my lower back and my legs is because you know how my line of work is. I mean, we sit down for several hours. So we don't move a lot. So I want to become one of those fucking
When you mention
fat ass tattoo artists.
your neck, how's your neck? Because I do find myself
How my
constantly.
neck is, my back,
twitching.
lick, my pussy, and my crack.
Is this crack? I didn't know that. Okay, so I find my neck constantly being tense and I twitch a lot, and that's probably a lot because of the mouse and the hours I spend as well. But also I was doing a lot of martial arts back in the days, and I think that something happened.
I just lift heavy weights.
You do?
Heavy weights, internal. I do like a lot of internal muscles, a lot of exercise for muscles. I mean, bro, hear me out. I had a lot of tattoo artists starting tattooing right about 3 or 4 years after I started. And I mean, I've been tattooing for 15 years. I would say 6 years after I started tattooing, when they started tattooing, so it would be 9 years or less.
Yeah.
They started complaining about having back pain, neck pain, wrist pain.
Because of the
arm
position.
pain. Well, yeah, and no, because they weren't working out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were sitting and tattooing for several hours. And as soon as the clock hits 8 or 9, or even way earlier, they go out to the clubs, drink alcohol, or to the pub, eat shitty food, go home, and that's their life, And most of the tattoo artists, they are living their life like that, which is so fucking dangerous. There's so many things that that could hurt you
From sitting.
from sitting.
Yeah.
You decrease your blood flow to your legs, and you drink alcohol. You don't do anything like that. This is the first time I drank alcohol since I can't even remember the last time I drank alcohol.
Really?
I swear to God, I don't drink alcohol.
Brother, thank you, man. Such
Yeah.
an honor,
Yeah,
man.
appreciate
I
that.
only did this this is it's a good cause to drink alcohol.
Thanks,
I mean,
man.
we're doing something. We're planning something. We have a vision with this pod. I mean, I knew immediately when I met you, I was like, I need to have this guy in the podcast, or both of you guys.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Because I knew like we're gonna get something out of this. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I could feel it right away. So for that, like we're almost kind of celebrating too.
We are.
And if I'm gonna drink tequila, I would try to do it with Mexicans. You know, that's
Well,
Well, cabrón.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's it's a definitely experience for me, and I want to do it the accurate way, and that's how I feel about it. But also, when I go out to the clubs, I don't drink alcohol.
No,
I'm completely sober,
yeah.
and because I like waking up the day after and
Do
feeling
things.
good and going to the gym. And do my things I usually do. I don't like waking up and feeling like I'm gonna waste the whole day afterwards just laying in bed and feeling like shit.
And you know what? Right there, that decision of yours is probably what's taking you to where you are right now.
Yeah.
A simple little decision, man.
Yeah. And also, I'm devoted to Christ. Like
I've heard that.
these past months, I've been going to church now more often every Sunday, and I've been. I just feel it's the right thing to do. And it fills me up with a lot of joy when I'm at church on a Sunday, and I go to church school. It's an hour after the God service, so I really feel good about that. So I don't drink myself full or like drunk. I don't do it anymore.
That's good, man.
I used to live a crazy lifestyle, really crazy lifestyle.
Is that something for another podcast?
For the other one? Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I'm very curious about it, man.
Well, first one, I want this podcast to be about you guys,
Thank you, man.
and the next podcast we could be about both of us,
All
and
right.
we have a little bit more to talk about.
All right. That sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, man.
Dude, because I'm very curious a lot about your story, man. Because I just feel like we clicked. There is definitely a similar frequency,
Mhm.
and I love it. And it will be great to know what's behind it.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's just my story is like I really haven't said it on the podcast because it's really fucked up. But I just don't give a fucking. I mean, there's a lot of things.
With the podcast.
And no, with my story.
Oh, okay.
That
okay.
could. it's like,
Okay.
I would be exposing myself about my past. But it's still my past, so I don't give a fuck anymore. I've been holding it in, but I will definitely.
Okay.
I feel it's right with you guys, so I will tell it in
Thanks,
the
man.
next podcast with you guys.
Because I can tell you whatever we said. I mean, dude, a couple of things are like a little bit. Let's say
Safer.
not super safe to say.
Yeah.
You know, it's strong opinions are never welcome, and I think we are in another country, but still, internet is internet.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean. Okay.
I mean, if I were you guys, lived in another country, I wouldn't care. But I mean, next podcast I won't care, so I will spill it all out
All right. Sounds good.
because I believe honesty is the best thing you can do, and being honest. I mean, it is my podcast, so I should be honest about my past too. So I will definitely spell that out in the next podcast.
And you know what? Probably what I've learned, it's like probably your life experience helps others to find something else.
Exactly.
Because no one can outdo you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
No one.
that's
So
true.
No one can freaking outdo your own experience,
Yeah.
and it's your responsibility to live it to the highest excitement, and you've done it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just became a director of the art for a company named Not Today Company. There is a clothing brand.
I saw.
in
I
Canada.
saw. I saw
yeah,
them
yeah.
there,
It's my friend's company. His name is Cam Swaysland. He has a company named Not Today Company. They do clothing brands. They are a clothing brand. They're doing like a clothing apparel, and they do a lot of cool shit. So you guys should totally check them out.
I did. It was nice.
Yeah, and for the viewers, they do like you can just check them out. I'll put the link down in the end so people can watch them. They do some crazy shit. But I'm the art director of that company now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just recently, did you see the post I did? Right.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. So you are the art director, as in you come up.
I'm gonna
with
create the
with
art for the
idea,
brand.
or you sketch it.
No, I'm gonna sketch the art now for the clothing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
And then just take it into a graphic design.
Exactly.
Cool, man.
Yeah, man. I'm really happy.
Dude.
And it's for men's mental health.
Oh my.
So they have a thing for men's mental health.
That's
Fucking Matrix, man.
yeah. That's, yeah. Because of our past, what we have recently lived, we've been through a lot of shit in the past 6 months. So it's like, man, our mental health, it's like, but it's as more as we have experienced it, the more we know that there's other man that living the same thing.
Dude, the version you're listening to right now of us, it's a completely transcended one. The last 6 months have been crazy, fucking transcendental, and the mental health of particularly a man, it's something we don't really talk about.
Yo, but you know why? Because nobody gives a fuck.
And
That's
you know
the
what?
issue.
We should give a fuck about it.
We should, and that's why we are doing this. I'm in a group on WhatsApp where we invite a lot of guys. A lot of guys, they don't talk about their mental health because they feel that nobody cares about a guy's mental health. It's all about
Ladies'
you know how it is. It's just like guys don't usually talk about it, and they walk around it. They put that mask on to seem happy,
Dude.
But a lot of guys are going through it. You know, I
You
went
just
through
put
it.
a band-aid and go ahead and go to work or do whatever you
Buddy,
do.
can I say something? Can we join this shit? Like not out of like more like can we contribute to it?
I will definitely follow that up with Cam and see how you guys can get involved.
All right.
I'm new into it, so I have a lot of things to a lot of like information to gather myself to see how we can do it. But I will definitely do it. Like the more people that get involved, the better.
You know why? Because I don't think there is a more fragile masculine ego than a freaking Mexican or even Middle Eastern male that becomes toxic due to the pressure of just being someone you don't really want to be sometimes. And on top of it, you're not allowed to show those feelings, man. So, you know?
See, where this started for me when I realized that nobody actually gives a fuck about how a man feels was experience I had where I thought that it was a woman, and I was opening myself up to this bitch because I thought that she would be like listening to me and feel some kind of sympathy or like, and not even sympathy, just like a feeling where I was like, I don't have anybody else to talk to, and I'm opening myself for you right now. So please hear me out. And I told my story, and she backed off like, "Oh my God, that's so uncomfortable. Why are you talking to me like? Why are you talking about that with me?" And that's when I realized. But first, I was like, "Oh my God, I hope you burn in hell." And then my second thought was,
Okay.
And my second thought was like,
Frozen Hell Halloween.
yeah, exactly. And I was like, here I am. I finally built up the courage because I thought that you were somebody that would listen to me. And when I opened up myself and talked with you, you backed away from me like I was a fucking lunatic. And like she didn't say it, but it was just like, it was kind of this vibe. Don't talk to people like that because that would be uncomfortable. Like I can't get that moment out of my head.
Got it.
And I won't mention her because she works with a lot of influencers today. But I really remembered how, and that's when I also knew that everybody she's ever worked with, that she pretend to care about, to help, she is full of shit and she doesn't do it. The only thing she sees in people that has followers and things like that is only money. Because she knows that she will get money out of those people. And she doesn't give a shit about those people.
Can I ask you a question, brother?
Yeah.
What's the reason she was the one that you opened up to and not before?
It was a moment in my life that I literally had nobody I could talk to. And this was the only person that knew a really close friend of mine she was working with. And she was in front of me. And I have a lot of baggage. And I thought that she was reasonable. And I thought that she would, I mean, in my imagination, I thought she would listen to me.
Yeah.
And then I opened up myself, and she backed away please, like almost like, please don't go around talking to people like this because it's really uncomfortable. It's like,
But you know what?
motherfucker,
And you're probably gonna agree with me. You know, I think we know we're thinking the same, right? I don't think it's a coincidence,
Yep.
right?
no, she is the devil. Like she's a witch.
No,
No, man.
wait. No. She's probably in another.
She's the best thing that ever happened to you, man.
Yeah. So this is the thing.
She's a witch, though.
Sure.
I'm not saying that in a way where like, oh, she's a bitch. No.
No.
She is a witch.
Probably-
You know how I know that?
because she does,
She casts spells on other people. I've seen it. I've heard it. How she does it.
and that shit is real. Huh?
You have a
That shit
you
is
have
real.
you have a dark spirit following you. Watch out. She does
Yeah.
shit like that to manipulate people that they need her because she's gonna make those bad spirits stay away from that person.
Yeah.
I've heard this and I've seen her doing this and all that. And-
My aunt is like that. My aunt is a
Really?
yeah, but this comes from a really
Black
this comes
magic.
from a really bad place, from a scammy place.
Yeah.
Okay.
But listen.
So fuck her and everybody that even looks like her.
Not shout out to her.
No.
No, but
Not good vibes.
let me get a little bit serious for a little while. And
ahead.
let me just put this perspective to you. And hear me out on this, and you don't have to agree on it. But just for a second, think about this, okay? So it's a very high likelihood that your psyche, your subconscious, has chosen that specific person that is the freaking extreme that will freaking crush you when being vulnerable. Because do you know who else has treated you like that before? You know who else has dismissed you like this before?
Yeah.
Yourself.
You don't seem convinced, buddy.
Like that sank a little bit. And
a
maybe,
moment.
and of course not on purpose, and definitely not because you want it.
Not aware of it.
You're not aware of it, but it's just the programming you came with, and you needed a freaking pan in the face to realize that you've done the same to yourself. Because from that moment on, everything changed, isn't it? From that moment on, you were like, this is not something I'm going to accept myself. This is not something that I'm going to fucking agree with.
Yep.
Well, brother, and this is touching an emotion point of yours. You know why?
Actually, this is just the tequila. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I get it.
Hey,
I get it.
no.
Happens to
What's
me all
the
time.
Mexican phrase? I'm not crying. My eyes are sweating. My man,
happens all
my
the
man.
time.
I thank you for opening up, brother, and thank you for being vulnerable about this. But I can tell you this: nothing is a coincidence.
Yeah.
And you needed a mirror so extreme to understand how you've been treating yourself, not because of your own wanting, not because of your own wish, but because what you've learned. That's it. But you needed a freaking mirror that will fucking disrupt so much the reality that is like, okay, this is a fucking a behavior that I don't accept and I definitely don't want ever. And then it's like, boom. Even if you have not realized it, from that moment on, you have not treated yourself like that. And from that moment on, you start changing things, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably because also she that was like a wake up call almost like too. But I got it also. I also got it, back to me. But from her point of view, I don't think it came from a good place.
Whatsoever. But doesn't matter what she did.
Exactly.
The point is,
She's not the point, man.
every time that something like this happens, ask yourself, what's the reason this is actually happening to me? What's the reason I have created this moment for myself?
Yeah.
Right? So,
You are the chooser. Why you choose that?
and you know
For
why
you.
she's relevant? Because that moment on, things are different.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have remembered it whatsoever.
But to be honest, I also realized at that point that some people are fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
100%.
It is.
Some people like they pretend to care about what the fuck you're saying, and they care about being this caring person, but they're just like bottom down piece of shit.
Yeah, totally.
That's it. And from that point on, I never trusted that person. I never liked hearing that person's name, and I knew. See, I had this ability where I know by the look of somebody's eyes what kind of person they are. And I have this ability to know the energy from that person. And usually always I tell my friends, like when they meet somebody new that they start working with or whatever, like stay away from that person.
And
I can tell by the look of their eyes, they're not good people.
You know who fits from that type of person? Narcissists.
Yeah.
And that's what you encounter.
Yeah, exactly. And I know what kind of person that is.
Yeah.
So, but usually when I tell my friends that, they're like, oh, what do you mean? Like, I can't see it. I was like, oh, trust me, I can't see it.
Correct.
Like, this person is not good to work with. And they stick around just to find out that that person is the exact same person I described.
Of course.
And they're like, oh, you were right. I was like, I know I'm right, motherfucker. Like, I'm always right about this shit. It's so easy to read these people.
And now, let me ask you this. Before her, how many times has something similar happened?
Oh, 100 times.
Exactamente.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. You know why? Because you self-abandon yourself. Because you didn't put the limits. Because the limits implied that someone was going to go away. So implied that someone was going to reject you. Implied that someone was going to like you for who you are. Whatever reason is that. But you learn that from a young age, right? So that's what he said. She's probably the best thing that happened to you, man. In a way, not that she's a valuable soul that will continue to grow with you. No. She's a fucking catalyzer and fucking disruptor that you needed, because probably before her, you were just like standing in a lot of similar situations until your soul gave you so many wake-up calls that you didn't understand. And she was the point of like, you know what? This doesn't happen again. You know, she fucking crushed you to the point that it's not going to happen again. And you needed that to listen to yourself. So, in a way, stay away, of course, but thank you. Thank you, because even if I didn't realize it, you made me understand that I need a fucking boundary to this. Because you think you're all terrain. You think you're 4x4.
Well, I always thought that if I open myself to you, you would open yourself to me, and we can have this mutual agreement that we probably went through some bad shit, both of us, right?
That's your survival mechanism, and it's very nice. But unfortunately, the intention was to survive and secure that she was not going to go away. You understand what I mean?
No, I don't care about this person at all. Don't get me wrong. Like, this was just a person that was working with somebody that I liked.
Of course.
But this person was also like, I opened myself up to this person because she was the only one sitting on the couch in front of me, basically. And I knew her, and she was helping my friend. So I thought that she was had good intentions with people around her. But it wasn't like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I just realized then and there, like, you can't open yourself to everybody.
You cannot abandon yourself, man.
Yeah.
You cannot abandon yourself. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
You can open to whoever you want, as long as you understand that the priority is you. If you are identifying behaviors that are hurting you or not actually aligned to what you really want, is being difficult, you don't really like this, but you're adapting, you're abandoning yourself. So you're opening up, it's your skill. Your opening up is your gift. Yeah. Your opening up is what you're saying. You're really skillful understanding the room. You're really skillful understanding what the other person, we're really good at connecting, brother. Yeah. Right? And you shouldn't fucking dim that down.
No.
You just should understand that there is people that don't deserve it. Right?
I know. Oh, definitely. Now, I learned that over the years. This was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But over the years, I definitely, like, it's an experience. I mean, it's, you learn along the way. And I'm happy that I got to learn that really early. Because unfortunately, a lot of people get to learn that really late.
Oh, yeah.
And
even in their deathbed.
Exactly. So
some others never.
I got fucked.
Someone need another life. Too.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got fucked over in my life really early. Where I had to pay, I had to pay a good price for it. Let's put it like that.
Yeah,
a good price for a lot of years. That could, for a normal guy that didn't have my line of work, that would probably work in McDonald's or something else that didn't like, would probably go kill themselves. But I went through. I pulled through, and it was thanks to the tattooing. And I mean, it's. I'm just happy I pulled through.
I think there's a lot of deeper layers to this, man. 100%.
Let's see here.
What's going on?
Probably Barry.
¿Te agüita, güey?
Sí.
Andreas, thanks a lot for opening up, brother, and for making yourself vulnerable. I respect, man.
Man, a pleasure. Yeah, man. So let's call this. I mean, let's do this. That we
Can we have a dedicated podcast to this shit?
I'll dedicate what?
Dedicated podcast to this thing.
What do you mean?
I mean, not your experience, but in general, this.
Oh, definitely. See, that was the thing I want to talk to you about. We should do this thing where we call these episodes. We call them a special thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should call like the two Mexicans and the Syrians, and the Syrian. We should do something like that. So every time when people know that you guys are on, there's an episode like related to this.
Nice.
It's I think Joe Rogan has something similar. He has like Protector Parks.
Okay.
He has something like that. Then he has like his friends on. Okay. So we should do something like that. But we should call it something like the two Mexicans and the two gringos and the Assyrian.
and we will give some perks to people interested to go to Mexico, experience. The lifestyle.
Yeah.
Tips and everything. Like people, it's like they know what they get when they go to Mexico.
Yeah, we should definitely keep this going. Like we should make this podcast more often. And we should have these talks. They're interesting. I really like them.
Thanks, man.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
you're 100%. Dude, we have extraordinary lives.
Yeah.
Like that's safe to say.
Yeah. And it's more and more exciting every day. Like
something freaking happened 3 weeks ago.
No, 3 weeks ago. It's like what?
3 weeks ago. No, but 100%, man. And we're totally onto this project, man. And I appreciate that.
So let's have the podcast about my DMT experience.
Nice.
And after the Halloween party too, so we can tell. I'm gonna tell right away. I want to be the Lich King.
The Lich King.
Yeah.
So you can choose whoever you want to be.
I want to be the Lich King at this Halloween
Frozen
party.
Hell, you know that.
You know who the Lich King is?
No.
You don't?
No, show me.
Are you familiar with the game World of Warcraft?
I am, but I'm not as connoisseur.
Okay, the Lich King is literally the king of
Licious.
the delicious and the Frozen Hell.
Okay,
Alright.
cool. But it's related to Frozen Hell.
Oh,
Amazing.
bro, it's definitely related to the Frozen Hell. This is the Frozen Lich King. He's sitting on the ice throne.
Oh, brother, yes, please do.
Bro, he is on the ice throne.
Holy fuck! Yes,
Yeah.
dude, you need to get the sword.
Oh, don't worry about that. My friend actually works with.
Do you
cosplay.
have any makeup artist friend? I'm just thinking to offer the service to the crowd.
Well, I mean,
'Cause,
I have his whole armor.
Sure, but I mean, in general, if you relate to artists,
Look at this.
Oh wow,
Like he is the Frozen
esta
King.
cosa, güey.
Like this is his Frozen throne.
Dude, I don't even know what I'm gonna dress for.
You're gonna be Sub-Zero.
Bro, look at that.
Holy fuck, man!
Yeah, man. All right. Let's call it.
All right, man. Thank you
pleasure
for
having you guys here.
no,
you very much,
our
man.
pleasure. Our pleasure. Thank
it
you.
was
Andres.
interesting. It felt like I was in Mexico for a while.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Claro que sí.
A huevo, cabrones.
All right, guys.
Bueno, buenas noches.
Good night.
Welcome to
Night,
the
night.
mind where the sparks ignite. Castles in the brain built from sheer might. Journey through thoughts, take a fearless flight. Mental empire in sight is dynamite.